You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Mic
Nope.
check.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Hi. Mike, you got the check? Broadcasting to you live from Cell Block 98, where our neighbors next door won't stop brawling. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. I wasn't going to say nothing because I wanted to save it. All right. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
bitch.
Woo! Wicked Theory Podcast. We're back. It's another Saturday. It's another show. And then I'm Bill Sweeney. I bring friends along. And then I got Jay.
Uh-huh.
I got Ed.
My engine's on fire. Can you believe that? And I was in such a good mood.
All right. We got Dom Torrey.
I'll just say a simple hello.
Okay. That's good. I
how
like
are
that.
you?
Reserved.
Yes.
Nice. And we got Brother Bob on the guitar.
Hey.
Bill's got the gigs.
Thunderstruck!
Bill's got the giggles.
giggles.
Bill's got bitten by the bug.
What's going on? Are we doing a show?
I believe so.
Again?
I believe so.
Has it been a week already?
128, Chief.
1, 2, 8.
You ready?
Buck 28.
One deuce ocho. How would you say it in Spanish? I'm not good at that.
Sliding and slipping around.
That's not how you say it in Spanish. That's
So
how you.
we're basically halfway through season 3. Year 3.
Year 3. I was like, shit. Did we get a contract? Seasons. Yeah. That's well. We're into it, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We're
in this
doing it.
bitch.
We're doing it. We've been around,
doing it well.
2.5
and I think
years.
we're live this time. Like I didn't fuck up the intro too bad.
You fucked it up.
Yeah.
You didn't fuck it up too bad.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
probably.
thing.
You know what? I probably shouldn't even said nothing because I could have edited it right out.
On the regular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like on the street level.
On the
But
Reds.
hey,
Hey, that's what
we're
you get.
here now.
Hey, yeah.
Well, this is what you get when you see us, when you hear us on Mixler.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
only
when,
live.
When we're live.
Right.
You get the warts and all.
Oh, that's gross. There's a cream for that. All right, that's episode 128. We're gonna do news. We're gonna do some email. We got chat room game for the kids in the chat room.
Yeah,
Yup.
bitch.
That's why we call it that. We got some reviews
Yeah.
of things that we've seen, and that's kind of like what we're doing. In the meantime, we call each other asshole, and then we all have fun and laugh at that.
Fucking
Yeah.
asshole.
Thank you.
Do you guys know you're a bunch of assholes? Sometimes. Just want to make sure I'm in there with the right bad assholes.
We
Oh,
could work on the branding.
At least mine's not raging today.
So you're not a raging asshole today?
Oh, no, he said his isn't.
Yes.
Like his
Right.
asshole isn't raging.
Right, so I'm saying he's not a raging asshole.
Well, no, neither him or his asshole.
Okay.
They're very calm today. That's nice. Reserved. This is a classy fucking show, huh?
All class.
We should probably do something.
See what I'm saying? Like, we used to be a good show.
Did we?
I don't know. Were we ever? I don't know. So official business. Let's get it out of the way. If you want to send us an email for some strange reason, send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com because that's cool. We dig on that.
We need more of those.
We do need more of those.
Please help us out.
We want to hear from people like we never hear from. If you listen to this show and like you're tired of hearing from the same people sending emails, not to knock them in any way, but get off your ass or sit down on your ass, I guess, and write an email. It's the one time you can actually get on your ass instead of get off your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, you get your name heard on air, man. How
Yeah.
fucking cool is that?
And we'll sit there and like wonder, wow, who's this person? Where are they from? Like, wow, this is strange.
Yeah.
We used to feel like we had an international flavor here. We had people from Scotland at one point emailing us.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah. And don't forget, though, that people who have started out by writing in emails have ended up actually being on the show.
Well,
No promises.
no promises.
No, but that has happened.
It has happened. It has happened.
It just shows if you kiss ass hard enough and long enough,
You could even become
good stuff happens.
And even if you do that, still, no promises.
You can even become a member of the show.
Yeah.
Hashtag no promises.
In hashtag Ed's case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agent Palmer thinks he's going to get paid one day, but Bill's been saying,
Bill,
no promises.
it's gonna be in like leftover,
What was that, Jay?
stuff on the couch.
What was that, Jay?
We got
Bill, when am I going to get fucking paid?
Soon,
promises.
soon.
No promises.
No hashtag no promises.
no. Well, we haven't heard from our buddy Heno in a while. And
Well, Hano's busy.
he's on the campaign trail. I would love to have a nice little short, sweet. Hey, things are going great.
Have him do a call in as
Yeah.
give us the spiel, give us the sell for his local chairman of the councilship thing he's running for.
Isn't he off doing that drawing on hands thing that he does?
Heno, I got you. No, it's Heno.
Heno. Okay.
Oh, I see what you did.
I see. I thought that was what he did. So that's what they called him.
No, that's the
Heno does Heno.
right. He's got just no. It's because he has hens.
Oh. So Heno does Heno.
If you were gonna go corny as fuck, I said fuck it. I'm gonna go too.
Yeah.
So anyway, So you know what? Speaking of Heno, this week actually to kind of promote some stuff real quick, me and Agent Palmer, we're on Gotham Lights.
Yes, you were.
And since Heno's not around, it takes two people, I guess, to fill his shoes this week. I don't know, or I needed to be like chaperoned, or Palmer needed to be chaperoned. We're still not sure which one of us, but it was a really good time. I had a blast.
Now,
A true blasty blast.
yeah. Now, spoilers. I have not listened to the episode yet, but did you think that Bruce was going to let Raish kill Alex? Because I was surprised.
Let me tell you something. That's a fucking spoiler.
Yeah,
Because that's the only thing in that episode that was like, what? You killed a fucking kid on this show? All right. Like, I fucking, because all bets were off. I was like, I literally texted on behalf of the DC TV Report account that, if this kid was an adult, he would, what did I say? I say Instagrammed?
Sorry, you said texted. Sorry.
I said texted, right?
said texted.
I'm a grandpa. That's what I do.
It's all right. Carry on.
But I was like, if this kid was an adult on this show, he'd be dead already. Because, he had all the markers for a character that's not going to live, But it was like, they were kind of setting him up maybe to be Bruce's buddy and shit. And then all of a sudden, they fucking cut his throat and they go to commercial. And I'm like, he's going to be fine when we get back.
Nope.
That kid was dead.
So no one fucks with Dr. Bashir.
And I was like, only on Gotham.
Yeah, no one fucks with Dr. Bashir, especially when he's dressed like Count Olaf.
I want Gotham to start doing that on the sides of buses in their campaign, like, Gotham, we kill kids.
So speaking of,
So speaking of, people can check that out. Gotham Lights. That's me, Steph, and Ed breaking down last week's episode. It's live and in effect. Go check it out.
And I've actually just signed on to be the co-host for next week's episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was you, Steph, and Palmer. You
Yeah.
said you, Steph, and Ed.
Yeah, it was you, Stephen Palmer.
Okay. Whoever. I'm trying to make it sound cooler than
It's
it
false
was.
fucking information.
I'm trying to make it
pal.
sound cooler than it was, man. It's a bait and switch.
Wiccan Theory is
Wow,
represented.
you just
Fair enough.
said Palmer's not cool.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bob got it.
Thanks.
So, also check out the DC TV Report. That's with Ed and Sarah.
Yes.
That's going strong. Represent.
Episode's going to drop at midnight, the night we're recording this.
Yes,
It
Saturday nights, midnight, New York Standard Time. Whatever time it is around you.
Yeah, we better be careful because people associated with this show are working so hard now with other shows that listeners are going to start thinking we're actually getting paid for this.
People are going to be like, "Oh, you must be doing pretty good. Like you guys are doing all these things." And it's like,
Wow. Yeah.
please. Speaking of,
All right.
support us on Patreon.
This show,
support us
the
on Patreon.com/Wicked Theory. We could use your shekels. Dollars help. We are slowly burning that cash straight off every month.
We'll give you the goods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need strings, Bill.
All right. They're cheap though. We can get those.
Yeah,
I
know where to get. I know where to get them.
I got a change jar. We can get some. We can probably put something together. So yeah, check out DC TV Report. That's every week, recapping all the DC TV shows that come out that week.
Yup.
Come hella high water.
We had 6 this week.
6 kids, count them
It's going to be 6 a week for a while.
for a while, and then it's probably gonna get up to like 7 or 8 at some point.
Well, You know,
It's probably.
You got that Krypton, you got that Titans, Black Lightning.
You got these shows coming. All right. So then also people can check out Horrorween. We did a horror special last week,
Yeah, we did,
and
man.
that's in the feed.
Good times.
Yeah.
Me,
that was a good
Jay,
one.
Bob,
That
and
was fun.
whoever was around, just breaking down some horror stuff.
Great turnout. Steph won the contest. It was cool.
Spoilers.
And she received her package.
She did.
She received the package.
And people should check out her account because she put up a picture of the letter
She got everything.
that we were dying to hear.
She got the Leatherface plush that looks like Vince Vaughn.
It does with
She
like
got
you
the
know
Freddy Krueger fucking chopsticks and the Betamax of the thing.
the thing.
And a letter that I wrote in Joel Schumacher Batman font.
That is the best part about maybe the whole fucking thing. And like, you call it out right away.
Did you read it?
Yes, yes, bro. Loved it. It was so good. I don't want to blow too much smoke up your ass, but it was so good.
That was funny because of the font. Is great.
Yeah, the font. Well, you filled it with jokes.
It's
'Cause you
that-
got a joke right out of the gun with the font, and then acknowledging the font. So that's two. And then like I think you goofed on a few different things.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a very poignant. It was a very poignant PS at the bottom.
I gave it to Jason Palmer a little bit.
So people should check.
Ensign Palmer.
So people should track that down on Steph's account, on her Twitter account, at Beowulf.
Beta Ray Bill?
Bad Wolf Bay 877.
6508812.
Wolf Girl.
Yeah. At Bad Wolf.
Let's have Ed
In
reread
Arizona.
it again.
But she won
Bad
with Wolf Girl.
Bay. Bad
Yes,
Wolf.
she did.
Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf at Bad Wolf Bay 87.
And that's B-A-Y Bay, not B-A-E. You fucking millennial fuck you.
There you go. In
Let's
case
go.
you know who you are. You were thinking that.
Fuckers.
Fuckers. That's coming from one of your own too, by the way.
Oh yeah, proud of it too, baby.
Proud of it and hating it at the same time.
Hating.
Probably. I mean, that's how everybody usually is. Like, you know,
No,
I
I
hate
actually-
my generation as much as it's like my generation. Like, you know what I mean?
I hate my generation and the younger generation mentality.
Oh, that's the worst though.
I hate that, man.
That's always been
You
the
know what I
worst.
mean?
Is like
Like millennials are like, according to like the older generation,
Right.
millennials are responsible
guys are-
for everything.
Because everybody's a
like,
sensitive bitch.
Well,
in this
Jay.
fucking-
Well, you know what, Jay? How the fuck's it my fault?
It's not your fault. I'm just
that-
saying this.
Well, let me
Before you even
let me
get
get
into
this off
that-
my chest real quick.
Before you get into that, let me just say this: it's generational. It was the hippies. It's always whoever's young at college age.
That is true.
That group of young people before
is
they
very
hit
true.
like those late 20s are trying to like enact all those hopes and the way that they viewed the world this whole time, and now their whole opinion of the world is changing, and so they're reacting out from that.
That's very.
All those everybody who gets all fucking bent out of shape like in that college age and gets very fucking involved in things, that number drops down to like a third once they kind of come out of college time. You know what I mean? And so it's like it's just a generational thing. We called the hippies jerk offs because they were fucking hippies and they were all fucking full of hope and dreams and that bullshit. And then like in the 70s we called them 80s we called them other shit, and now it was Gen X and their fucking dreams. And now because of the media and you can just fucking broadcast everything,
Hipsters.
you know, it's easy just to lump everybody into a group.
That was your sociology minute with Bill Sweeney.
Drop the mic, Bill.
Drop it.
That was my line. I gotta get it. All right. Now that everybody learned nothing.
Exactly.
What?
Let's do a nerd show.
Fuck. That's why we don't do politics, because I would just take it over and be like, fuck all of you and your theories.
No politics, no
That's- I
sports,
mean,
no math.
It's on the business cards now. We have to.
He is
now it's
giving out
official.
spin-offs, this guy. I'll take a politics
Oh
spin-off.
my God.
yeah,
you and Donald, the
Yeah,
only
you-
other guy who wants to do one.
You and Prof Politico.
Me and Donald couldn't have. We would have a great political show. We'd have some great commentary, I think, because we both completely disagree on many issues.
Yeah, but
Let me know when you do
can work
that.
Donald down though.
I'm
You
gonna
can
I'm
work
gonna
Donald
come
down.
on.
I think
Let me
Don-
know. I'll
What do you
have
mean?
fun with you.
What do you mean by that?
Jesus Christ, what that you can work Donald down?
Yeah.
It's just that like, you know, he's a really nice guy. So I think like he's definitely a guy who's looking to see your side of things.
Right.
So I think
I'm the
in the
same way.
end, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think a lot of times when you guys disagree, like you only disagree for like a minute.
I will
Put the brakes on this?
I
Not
will
like
look forward
not like the great Man of Steel debate.
No.
No, I will look forward to listening to that show from very far away.
I will not be coming over during that
No,
recording.
funniest thing was I was called a Trump supporter because I liked Hacksaw Ridge. in a fucking.
All right.
But that just goes to show you how easy it is for people to
Yeah.
reduce anybody by any means.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you wear camouflage pants. You must have fucking voted for Hitler. All right. You know, or whatever. So, how are people in the chat room reacting to our political talk?
Well, we have some new people in the chat
We
room.
do?
Yeah, yeah. We've got Dennis G. Nielsen.
Hey, nice to see you.
Yeah, and,
Dennis.
How you doing?
and Limpan.
Hey.
Yeah, and Obi Ram Kenobi.
Oh,
What's up,
Hey.
Rom?
the mysterious
For
Obi-Wan.
1,000 generations, the
and-
Jedi Knights.
And of course,
May the Schwartz be with you.
Wesley Ryan Gaskins and Meow God. Meow God's in the house.
We did say Malaysia.
We
Oh,
did
yeah.
say Malaysia.
There you
He
go.
showed up.
Wow,
Speak of the
well,
Malaysian.
he's probably having breakfast.
Nice
That's
little
true.
turnout.
That's true. It is like 4 in the morning or some such.
Although, if you look back, he actually says he's in the Netherlands right now, in the land of cheese and pod.
Well, how are we supposed to keep track of this guy?
Well, he just told us.
Oh, that's
He-
true.
He
That's
does
true.
travel a lot.
And we got it elsewhere, too.
He gets around.
Yeah, he
really
does.
does, actually. If you follow him on
does.
Twitter, like he's always doing things and like sharing
Other
them,
countries,
but,
yeah.
But like and
He's
you know what
got
I'm really
a lot of miles. I'm sure he's got a lot of points.
and I want to know why they release like every movie to his country before they release it here. Like he sees every Marvel and DC, like Disney, like all these movies. He's always like, "Hey, coming out of the theater." He's got his big 4 cup and his Spider-Man glasses or whatever. I had a great time. Don't worry, guys. When you see it in a month, it'll be amazing. Oh, whatever. Like it's always like
Yeah.
like 2 weeks before.
There
it
is
came
a
out.
lot of that going on. That
So
used to be
much.
like blasphemy back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, now I guess Asia is just a money market.
No,
That's-
they got to check in with Meow God. They
No,
want,
they want his
Yeah, they
opinion.
want his opinion.
Fair- that's fair.
That's a
Yeah,
fair
that's fair.
observation.
Oh wow, he's just saying he's in there. He's in the Netherlands because he's LARPing.
Is he smoking weed?
That's a long way to go to LARP.
Really?
That's some serious LARPing. But if you're gonna LARP anywhere.
Yeah.
If he's in the Netherlands, tell him to watch Hostel.
Now, that's for those who are not initiated. That's some live action role playing. That's where you dress up like you're Dungeons and Dragons or whatever kind of game system you're using,
Yeah,
character system.
You know what? I think the movie Role Models is underrated.
There you go.
I just got to say that.
Yeah, it's got, it features
Yeah.
quite a bit of that. So now, did we kind of like by proxy and default go through who's in the chat?
Yes. Yeah.
There's
I
an
just did.
elsewhere, too.
Well, let's give them something to do.
Yeah.
Let's give them a game. Let's give them a game.
Yeah, all right.
Get to work, guys.
So the chat game today, the hashtag is unnecessary sequels. So sequels to movies we don't really need. For examples,
Right, sure.
we have The Mist 2. Here's some other people.
I like it.
And Pulp Fiction 2, The Resurrection of Vincent Vega.
See, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's an unnecessary sequel.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you can factor it in, that's the witty hook we're going for. But basically, unnecessary sequels, crappy sequels.
Oh, like Crocodile Dundee too. Oh wait, no, they did that.
Yes, yes. But you're right. but we
third
can't-
one, too.
We'd be here,
Oh, yeah, I know.
We'd be here all day just listing the literal
but, yeah.
already existing. So a movie that doesn't have a sequel, let's put that in there too. That's
Yeah.
the key. Is that a movie that doesn't have a sequel or shouldn't have a sequel? What is the unnecessary sequel that it would get?
Yes.
Right.
In the horrors of Hollywood's decision making.
Oh yeah.
So you got to think.
You got to think a little bit. You
think.
got to think a little bit.
Gotta think a little bit.
That's the best ones. The ones that don't have a sequel or shouldn't have one. So that's why The Mist is in there, because if you saw The Mist, it's like, that's not a good ending.
They made a TV show out of that.
Yeah, because there's more to that story. All right, so now that we've done that, we're we're gonna get to the biz here. We're gonna get to it. Dom mentioned it earlier. It's the nerd news segment of the show. We've got some topics in there, some updates, some stuff. News
O'clock. Satan.
So Punisher.
Just so you know that Satan speaks in the third person.
Okay.
That's him doing
It's
it.
Uncle Jay.
He signs off. No, don't. He broke the fucking wall, man.
Well, Uncle Jay speaks in third
Don't
person.
you know
Well, he
only
does.
Deadpool breaks the fourth wall?
Yeah, I mean, All right. Now we're like through the fifth.
So the Punisher.
I've heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Netflix has finally announced a release date.
Oh, they
for-
did?
For
Yay.
Punisher season 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When might that be?
November 17th.
Gee, where did we hear a guestimation of that?
Didn't we? Somebody around from here say something about it being in the
does
middle of
sound-
November?
It does sound familiar.
2 days after the day of reckoning.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. That was-
Oh, I think it was you.
yes. Can I
Yes.
have a bell? Can I have some bell? Just one? Thank you.
There we go.
Nice. I earned a bell.
There you
When was the
go.
last time I got a bell for myself? I shouldn't have to ask for them.
I don't know. You stole my air horn.
That's true. I forgot about that. I hit it so good. I haven't seen it in a while.
So yeah, and there's a new trailer up that gives us a little bit more detail that I'm kind of a little upset that I saw now.
Oh, you say you're upset because it gives you too much of the story. You felt like?
Yeah, I just with these kinds of things, it's like, oh, it's Punisher. I just
Yeah, like what did you really need to know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of in a setup way.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you know,
Dom's been talking about he's been trying to go cold turkey on movie trailers.
which is commendable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Bill.
How's that going?
It's going pretty well. I saw the ads for this trailer on Facebook.
Right,
Punisher,
right.
but I didn't watch it.
You refuse to click on them?
Yeah.
I refuse.
I like that. Though.
That is admirable.
I actually haven't seen this one either, but I have seen like the first one.
Are you avoiding like breakdowns and reaction videos too in
think,
general, like articles or?
No. Well, if I see something, then I want to watch stuff like that.
No, sure.
So, but the whole point of like not participating in trailers is to not get shit spoiled and not know anything. So after I see a movie,
Right.
I'll go back and watch a trailer, or I'll watch reaction videos.
Reaction videos and breakdowns. That's cool. No, that's cool. It's cool.
All right.
I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I haven't got the. He's just got a. He's tougher than me. That's what it comes down to. He's more of a man.
So
I
next,
wouldn't say that.
Too late. I did. I'm gonna slap you silly.
next up.
I swear I'm gonna let you finish the sentence. Go for it.
So Ron Howard.
Ronnie!
Opie Cunningham.
Yeah.
Oops.
So he did a little video on Twitter. The Han Solo film finished.
Yeah.
Principal photography.
Right.
Before they do their 5 weeks of reshoots.
Sure.
And he's announced.
Wait a minute. What is it? All right. Big news is.
Yeah. The title of the movie.
Holy shit! All right.
All right.
Wow.
Now this is the Han Solo prequel.
Right. Yeah. This is the movie where like
so-
he
Yeah.
makes friends and stuff
Yeah.
because he's on his own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
He's a loner.
Yeah. So
I gotcha.
Anyone want to take any guesses?
I couldn't think in a million years what they might call it.
It's
Han
called
Solo.
No, it's just called Solo:
Colon.
A Star Wars Story.
His name is Solo Colon.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now I saw.
AKA Sphincter Baby.
Just like Rogue One.
Yeah.
A Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
To be fair, I think I saw a Birth Movies Death article from about 6 months ago that had this on a T-shirt. So
Somebody was
Yeah,
already-
that I even retweeted that.
yeah. Like this is like one of the simplest obvious things in the world.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and you know what, Jay, I'm still worried about this.
Well,
I don't.
Nice to be wrong. Once in a while.
I don't know, man. Those guys had that movie for 4
Billy, you want
months.
to take it?
I think actually you should only be as worried as you were before it changed hands. If you were already worried then,
Oh, no,
then
no.
I understand.
Well,
because
that's
the
what I'm
Han
saying.
Solo concept as itself is kind of like, let's see what happens here, right? To a certain degree.
Yeah.
Even if you love it, it still is a thing where like, all right, let's see how this goes. And since it kind of rebounded production-wise, like they pull Ron Howard in to fucking, sweep up, clean up, patch together, whatever it takes. It's Ronnie Howard.
It goes back to what I'm saying.
Bro.
They're gonna do Raiders in space.
His name was mentioned. There wasn't a fucking thing wrong after that.
I mean, it is a thing where it's like,
Everything was fine.
They could have handed it to somebody else who's less able, or somebody who would have been like a worse fit, but still as highly skilled. Like if they got Steven Spielberg to come in, I would have been like, oh, I don't know. I mean, that's amazing, but I feel like he's gonna like overdo something. I feel like Ron Howard's the safest fucking bet in Hollywood for this thing.
And here's the thing: it's not. I'm not worried because of Ron Howard.
Right.
I'm worried because they had to change directors.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
And I understand
And
that.
now it's time to get over that.
Yeah,
But they changed directors to a good director.
Right.
And they said to him, you know what? We realize that it's fucked up. So we're going to give you the time you need because you, sir, are a very good director to fix this.
He's a professional, Ed.
So,
He's been doing this
yeah.
shit 30 some odd years.
Even his very first movie back in the 70s was excellent.
I mean, you
He's
gotta,
got great
you gotta
instincts.
Oh, Grand
forgive
Theft
him for
Auto?
the
Yes.
the Tom Hanks,
Night Shift is a funny comedy.
the-
Yeah.
Italian mystery of
He's never really done a
of
bad
Nosferatu or whatever that was.
Oh, the Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
man. I mean, it's you get a professional in there.
Yeah,
and
I think
that's-
it kind of offsets the worry. The fact that happened, that a director changed hands, but then it changed to Ron Howard, and they gave it some more time. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, just worry about Star Trek, Ed.
We'll see.
We'll worry about Star Wars.
Are we assigning official departments?
Yeah, we
now?
have to because I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, I think that's the thing that it's Different angles, folks. All right, so what we got next?
Next up,
I don't know what this is about.
moving right along. So this is Dark Horizons article. So evidently, Josh Gad and Luke Evans are teaming with Daisy Ridley to do an untitled superhero comedy.
So not adapted from anything, probably some original script kind of a thing.
Yep, they're just saying it's a character-driven comedy. It takes an original spin on the superhero genre.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I kind of, in execution maybe, but I'm sure the setup will be fair.
Remember
as
my
fuck.
super ex-girlfriend with Uma Thurman?
I think that, it was one of Ivan Reitman's last movies.
That for 2 seconds, I was like, oh, okay, what's that? Oh, yeah, that's going to suck.
But like Josh Gad and Daisy Ridley just worked together on Murder on the Orient Express.
Right.
Yeah, and Luke Evans and Josh Gad worked together on Beauty and the Beast. So this is I'm a huge Josh Gad fan.
Bunch of reunions of people who've been in some boring stuff.
Yeah,
I got you.
I'm a huge Josh Gad fan.
No,
so-
I like Josh Gad.
Yeah,
He's good.
I think he's funny.
Yeah.
Luke Evans is the star of Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman, which if you check out wikidtheory.com, you can read my review of that, which will be posted during the week, and it is a public service announcement.
Yes.
So all I will say is just stay away.
Yeah.
Just stay away.
Don't
If you-
stay away from the article. Read the
No.
article.
Read the
for
article.
why to stay away from
yeah,
the movie.
Yeah, but if you have any cursory knowledge of comic book history,
Yeah.
and it just it's just a bad movie. It's
And let's put it like this. It's a shame that anybody will get new cursory knowledge of the comic book industry
Yeah.
from this.
yes.
Luke Evans is a good actor, though.
Yeah,
And,
he's serviceable
A lot
in
of
a lot of
people know him most as the Bowman from the Hobbit films. The guy that takes down Smaug. Spoiler alert.
Smaug. He's in that?
Spoiler
Okay.
Smog.
Okay.
Smog.
Smaug.
Smaug.
Talk to me, Ed.
All right, so the Gotham City Sirens movie, directed by David Ayer of Suicide Squad. fame,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
movies.
that guy.
There are rumors going around
Oof, thank God they're just rumors.
that he has cast Catwoman,
All right.
and it is
A secret?
Eliza Gonzalez. Oh no, Asa Gonzalez from Baby Driver.
Yeah,
Oh.
John Hamm's girlfriend. Wife.
Suddenly, something I did not give a crap about, I care about.
Yeah.
not because of her acting chops, though. I'll tell you that. She's a very good-looking lady.
Yes.
She would make a nice Catwoman. I will say that.
Yes. Can we find a reason to have her in any tight clothes? Please?
Dom, your thoughts? Catwoman.
Meow,
I
meow.
haven't seen Baby Driver, so I don't know.
Meow, meow.
Just by going off that picture on the site, she looks pretty cute.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey.
That's a cash.
Yeah.
Cash for
Her
Dom.
acting background doesn't run too deep. I think she's kind of
Still finding herself.
as
Yeah.
they say, nuevo to the scene.
Gal Gadot.
I was literally just that was the point I was going to make too.
I guess we'll never see that, But
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, if Margot
I would
Robbie,
have jumped at that too.
No, he just means
She
Like-
was, Gal
as
Gadot
example.
As an example.
not
'cause not
famous
having a lot
prior.
of chops.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair point. Fair
Thank-
point.
See, me and Dom think the same way.
I'm just a
Lately, we
I'm
have
just
it,
a
Right? Lately, we're on the same page.
that's 2 fist bumps
in the same week.
in the same week. That's scaring me. Next one's gonna fucking you're gonna activate Wonder Twin powers.
Okay.
So, Ed, this next story is interesting because you actually called this at one point.
oh, that's right, I
Yeah,
did.
yes, you did.
did.
So go. That's why I threw it in there.
Yes. So evidently there was news around that Warner Brothers Animation actually considered doing an animated version of the Superman Lives, the failed movie,
I played my music cue too soon.
the failed Tim Burton Superman movie from the late '90s. Oh. Yeah.
That would be cool, though.
Can they make the Superman look like Nick Cage in that Superman outfit?
That would
Yeah.
be that would be
Yeah,
it. That
yeah,
would
that
be
would be-
why.
they
it, would,
go-
it would have to be like that whole look.
Yeah, they go off all. I mean, because the production art is out there.
Yeah, yeah.
All the all the concept art, and
I want them to draw it like Tim Burton drew it, though.
yeah.
I want it all from Tim Burton's hand drawn shitty art style.
It's like all the hard shit of pre-production's already done. Here it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Just hire
oh,
the
no,
animators.
absolutely. Yeah, hire
Like,
animators. Do it in the
what-
DC kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Like
I
what-
want something really creepy and weird,
Like what's
though.
his name? Like the Halloween movie?
Yeah, like Nightmare Before Elm Street.
Yeah, Nightmare Before.
Nightmare Before
Christmas,
Elm
Nightmare
Street.
I couldn't get away from it. I had to
But
just
he
keep it out.
pitched it, right?
Yeah,
he pitched it.
Yeah, it's his Michael Jelenic who co-wrote the Batman vs. Two-Face movie. That's coming out with
Okay.
with Adam West and William Shatner.
Adam West. Adam West.
He actually pitched it, and Warner Brothers said they took it seriously for a second, and there was even a suggestion that Nicolas Cage likely would have voiced Superman.
I'm popping away.
But that it's not going forward for now. But, if they come back to it. The interesting thing is because there are 3 very distinct versions of that screenplay.
Okay.
So I'd be more interested to see
yeah.
which version they went with.
That'd be kind of interesting, I think.
Yeah.
As a DC animated.
You know, it'd be great.
I would guess it would be the more cartoony version.
You know what would be great is if they try to make it and then it falls apart too. And it's just like a jinx project. As soon as Tim Burton comes in for a meeting, the whole thing.
That's where it's going to fall apart, is because he's not going to agree to it.
Right, he's gonna be like, I don't know, guys. Yeah, fuck it, do whatever.
No,
but from that point on,
I think it'll fall
forward.
apart because like Nick Cage would actually get the role of doing the voice.
And he wants to start doing rewrites.
But he would insist on like getting a suit to wear during. And that would be like they'd be like,
when I'm in
no.
the booth, I gotta wear the suit, man. I gotta wear it.
You know, maybe that would be the whole thing that it hinges on. It just falls apart.
Up and away.
So, and next up, any Freddy Krueger fans in here?
I was a
Little
fan of we established we liked the first and the third film.
Yeah. I like the second one too.
This is the sad music. I forgot. I did cue it too soon.
Yes. So Robert Englund, this is an AV Club story, but he did an interview with Entertainment Weekly this week.
I know what's coming.
And announced that he thinks he's too old to play Freddy.
There it is.
Yeah, I actually read this myself on my phone.
He's done.
Yeah, which, it's not like people were asking him. But,
well, at the shows.
No, people do it. Actually, there's a huge fan base for that. And
they would take him in any shape or form.
Oh, no. I don't mean fans. I mean producers.
Right.
I mean, it's not like there's a Freddy Krueger movie in the works right now. They've already remade it once without him.
Sad day.
That's
Yeah, he basically said in the article that he's like, look, you can't like keep doing a fight scene with somebody 15, 20 times and knocking your head back at his age, you know.
Yeah, although he did make a suggestion for a successor, which is interesting. He thinks Kevin Bacon would be good for the part.
What?
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
You
he'd like
know
to see
what?
59.
That's not a bad choice.
I could see that.
His reason
He
is
does look like he just came out of a fire lately.
There's one that would be
Skin
better.
is real tight, neck is doing weird shit.
yeah. The quote is that he respects horror movies and doesn't make fun of them.
That's true.
Actually, I could think of one better. Pee Wee Herman.
I don't think
He's already got a problem with little kids.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I can see.
Well, he is a perv. They did catch him.
Well, they caught him jerking off in a porno theater.
That's not the same.
He was just the guy that got caught that day.
That is not
like, you know
the
what I mean? I'm not saying it's cool. I'm saying it happens a lot more than
Yeah.
And it's not like he was watching the Barney reunion movie or anything.
Let me tell you something. After they killed his character on the Blacklist, that's when that show started sucking
He was on the blacklist.
for about 6 episodes.
That's unnecessary. Like when they had him on Gotham, I got it. It was stunt casting.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He can pull that off.
No,
if
sure.
He
What did
really
he play?
wanted to.
Did the character in the Blacklist ride a red bicycle?
No.
He on Gotham, he was Penguin's dad.
Penguin's dad, right? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. He also played Penguin's dad in Batman Returns.
And therein lies the
That
rub.
is true.
And therein lies the connection.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, give me something.
One last story.
We got any good news?
One last story. This is good news. This is from your youth, Bill.
That's true. And I did actually put this in the
Yeah.
document.
So CBS has announced that after Hawaii Five-0
okay.
and MacGyver,
Yeah.
they're ready to reboot Magnum
man.
PI.
What?
Yeah.
You know that. You fucking put it in the doc.
I love it when I do a bit and people react to the bit like
I'm not acting to
not,
you. What?
Like I'm not, but
I
like
put it in the doc.
exactly. But I said it 2 seconds ago. I thought that would be like why that's funny that I did that. I feel like we got a little bit of the old explain the
I
junkatosis.
get the feeling we're going to get a Magnum PI that's a little bit more like Magnum PI meets Miami Vice.
Something probably a little more,
A little more upscale.
a little more grounded
Because-
than the original show was.
Well, now the Ferraris that are out there, they're not $80,000 cars in the 80s. They're now $250,000, $500,000 cars, $1 million cars.
Yeah, Maseratis and other things. Like,
Right.
You know
So I think it would have to be upscaled a bit
If you
more.
wanted to be
yeah,
cool, he'd use the same Ferrari.
Oh, it'd be in the
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be in there.
That was actually
somewhere.
the one Ferrari that really isn't worth all that much.
Yeah.
But the show's going to follow much of the original kind of setup.
Yeah,
Except
they-
they just updated different military background.
Well, they've said so. It's Peter Lankoff who does Hawaii Five-0 and MacGyver, and Eric Guggenheim who's a kosher runner on Hawaii Five-0.
A kosher?
They've co-showrunner.
Oh, okay, because you ran that together.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard what you heard, Bill.
Yeah, they wrote the pilot and have kept the same 4 main characters, except the role of Higgins will be Juliet Higgins.
Bringing a lady into the mix.
So they're gender swapping.
How
a little bit.
1990s.
So it follows Thomas Magnum, a decorated ex-Navy SEAL who, upon returning home from Afghanistan, repurposes his military skills to a private investigator.
Yeah, it sounds. It's. I mean, it started on CBS originally, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's class. It's still to this day. CBS has grown so much, but this show is still a perfect fit for CBS.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? Hawaii Five-0 is about an ex-Navy SEAL who shows up in Hawaii and decides to become a cop.
All right.
There you go. But except he's out of a precinct, like
Magnum.
And didn't they do JAG, which was basically the same kind of
Sure.
thing on a submarine, which was usually in a port like in Hawaii?
No. Jag was all set in D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You actually watched Jag, probably.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like in your house. That's like required viewing or
Well,
something.
no. My
My
dad.
father loved that show.
My dad was a Jag.
Yeah, but don't call him that on the show. He's gonna hear you.
But
Fucking Jag.
Yeah, JAG and
Yeah, it
Matlock.
means it's something different sometimes.
Certain neighborhoods.
Yeah,
and
in Newark.
Tom Selleck has given his blessings.
Of course he did.
Why wouldn't he? He's gonna get a
Sure.
fucking walk on as
Yeah.
somebody else, as the guy's dad or something.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I will say I watched 3/4 of the pilot of the MacGyver
All right.
reboot.
Sure.
And I couldn't take it because one, it's a solo character and they try teaming him up with people.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah.
And 2, there was no mullet. And MacGyver without a mullet is not fucking MacGyver.
Is he
So-
still into hockey? Because it's a haircut. I don't care. Haircut can change for time.
He's like 18 in the new show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is babyface.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do Magnum, he better have a fucking mustache.
Yeah, he's got
He better have a fucking
Yeah, but it's not
mustache.
80s.
He's got to. Yeah, he's got to
Yeah.
have the John Holmes porn star mustache.
Some guy, yeah, but
If-
Tom
if-
Selleck had that mustache before he was Magnum. You know what I mean? That was like part of
Yeah.
his look. So you got to get a guy who's always rocking a mustache. Nobody rocks mustaches at all anymore, except maybe the dude who's in Star Wars, who's like he has a mustache
What,
sometimes.
Diego? What's his name?
Yeah, Diego Luna.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Bill,
yeah.
Yeah.
if there's no mustache, then it's not.
Have you
Magnum.
watched fucking Gotham?
But
There is a no mustache rule on television.
but it's
If there is no mustache, then it is not Magnum.
but it's a
I agree.
it's a character trait that's unique to the time of the original show.
absolutely.
So why
Yeah.
would they
Insist.
See that?
insist on doing that again? Why wouldn't
no,
they
I thought-
do
Exactly.
something that would be
it's
more
something
relatable
that
today?
they can
Because
do without.
Would you settle for a goatee? Like that's pretty current.
Because I feel like it would pull me out of it if there was a dude rocking an '80s porn stash and it's supposed to be 2017.
Yeah. I mean, especially if it doesn't really work
because
on him.
because nobody takes anybody seriously that looks like that. Like it's fucking 2017.
you're not a
Reddit
highway-
exists.
Yeah, if you're
like
not
you
a
will
highway
not
co-
be taken
well-
seriously if you have an '80s porn stash.
Right.
I apologize.
But see, part of the thing with Magnum, the original Magnum, was that he was out of the military. He wasn't the stiff military type. So this was part of his relaxed California kind of.
These days, the only guys with that
mentality.
mustache are highway patrolmen. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
fuck
and,
them?
Hey, you
Yeah.
know? So that's why I think
whatever you want to do, but I want to like meet him in an alley.
I predict
With a
he'll
bat.
have perpetual 5 o'clock shadow that is evenly groomed and coiffed, as is his hair. All right? And it'll be over stylized, but not enough as to offend people over the age of 65.
Like Don Johnson's 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, basically.
This is CBS, Bill.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They like 5 o'clock shadow. They can get it. They can dig it. He's a scamp.
All right.
5 o'clock shadow's an NBC thing.
They're still not redoing the one show on their roster that they should
Confusing
be
my
doing.
brain.
You know what? You know what? Tom Selleck is on Blue Bloods right now,
With the fucking mustache.
and he rocks a stash.
You know why? Because no one recognizes him without it. Because you see those John
And
Stone
he's
movies?
Tom fucking Selleck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because Sam Elliott and Tom Selleck are the only guys that can get away with it.
And that's it. And if you don't have the big one like Sam Elliott, that's the only one you take seriously.
Beer.
Beef. What's for dinner?
Dodge Ram.
I think we hit them all.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just exhausted in everything he does. All right.
What's for dinner, mijo?
You know, but I'm saying, like, if you're not gonna do that, then why the fuck are we doing that?
No, you're right. I think you're
You
right
know,
to a degree.
I think this is a major point.
If he's not, look, if it doesn't have at least a Hawaiian shirts too, like how he was always rocking them, even though they were kind of like, you know, not completely over the top loud Hawaiian shirts. He kind of like
I think I'm going to start wearing a Hawaiian
respectable
shirt
Hawaiian
to the
shirts.
show.
You're off. You're off the show.
Listen, the second you start wearing like bowling shirts or Hawaiian shirts, you're going to become a cartoon character. We're not having that.
You really will.
He's
become
already a
Uncle Jay.
cartoon
Yeah.
character.
You
as
will
far
be-
as
I'm
I'm
already a
is concerned.
cartoon fucking character.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
why lean into it that hard?
You're technically not.
I'm coming here next week.
See, that's- you can't-
Actually, I won't be here next week.
There you go.
I'll be at Chill It Theater.
Even better.
You technically.
All right, so you're going to be doing some videos for us over there.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Nice.
I won't be here next week. I'm in Lakewood for a funeral.
All right, well, come to Chill It Theater.
All right, so it'll be you, me, and Dom
It'll
next
be
week.
the fucking OG crew.
The OG Kush.
Yeah.
So
I said
looks like we
crew.
chased the new guy away
I
from
will
the chat.
Skype in and tell you go fuck yourself and shit.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Live from the floor.
So where were
Live from the
we?
floor.
I think we were doing news.
We're done.
With the news, we're done.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that means we set up for the next thing then.
I thought we got lost there, so I figured
No,
out.
we did.
Meanwhile,
Oh, meanwhile, the part where we talk about stuff we've seen, saw, absorbed,
Yeah.
ate, consumed.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff we stuffed our heads with.
Yeah.
It's Channel Zero.
So, all right, so Channel Zero, I'll start with that.
It's back.
It's back.
I'm gonna binge it. I'm waiting on it, but
It doesn't have the hard gore, but it's creepy and,
Yeah.
there's a lot of real squirmy kind of shit.
tell them all about it, Bill.
So, Channel Zero is on Sci-Fi Channel, and it's a season-long anthology. So each season is a different story. But so these are
So wait, I'm sorry to interrupt, but let me understand this. There's a good show on Sci-Fi.
there's a couple, man.
Oh, there's a couple good shows
They're
on
coming
Sci-Fi.
back. Sci-Fi's coming back. They're giving it the old college try. They're getting away from all that Sharknado bullshit.
Check out the Magicians.
Yeah, The Magicians has got some kind of crazy following.
Okay,
in a
that's
bunch
cool.
in a bunch of their shows.
Continue.
So Channel Zero. Season 1 was really good. Check it out. It's, because now they're into season 2. Season 2 is lining up pretty good too. I think it's like episode 6 or 7. But so these stories though are sourced from the internet, where there's this stuff that's called creepypasta, which is basically like, made up folklore, like these kinds of stories that are kind of told like first person, like, they're like, I experienced this thing kind of thing, but it's very much set up in a very kind of like folklore thing. So sometimes people kind of latch onto it and they almost get their own kind of little kind of quiet following of themselves, and they develop their own, kind of little subculture in a way. So anyway, they've adapted, a couple of the more popular ones.
Okay.
And this season it's called the No End House, which is like this house that like kind of like pops up out of nowhere. That's like this art installation, and when you go in it, every room is different. You know what I mean? And there are all these kind of things that are kind of like, hey man, it's a creepy thing. Like it fucks with people, and like, oh no, don't go in, that kind of thing, and this kind of stuff. And because it's a horror, like shit really does happen. But there are rooms that like once you get split up, like room number 5 is different for everybody, and this kind of thing. So if you saw season 1 and you didn't see season 2 yet, it's definitely worth it so far. It's really good. I'm just going to put it out as a hard recommendation, and people should track it down. If they're looking for something a little different, a little creepy, it's the Halloween season.
Yeah, the thing I will say, the thing I loved about season 1 is that it was a really creepy sci-fi horror, and it's all practical effects. I did not see a whiff of CGI in
And
there.
it's not really hard on the sci-fi. Like season 1 is about like, it's a very simple kind of thing. It's like the concept is really like, this guy, talking to some friends, he remembers a kid's show. It was always kind of like this kind of like really weird kind of kid's show that was like some local production with puppets and shit. And his friends kind of remember it. They kind of don't, you know what I mean? And so in the going back of like trying to like figure out like what's that about, he ends up back in his hometown at the same time because of something that happened, and it starts bringing up all this kinds of crazy shit as you kind of see what happened as a kid, the present day. And there's a couple of creatures in it that are just like, what the fuck is that thing?
You'll never go to the dentist the same way again.
No. If you haven't already seen that guy like in the advertising and shit. But yeah, it's a hard recommendation from me for that one.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like Black Mirror almost, but a little more horror-ish.
Yeah, a little less on the sci-fi and the whole like, Twilight Zone-y kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, it has that because it does kind of feel like it's like a Twilight Zone kind of story, kind of
Like,
stretched out, just one long story.
Right. Yeah, I could see how that aspect would like help things along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jay's in here. He's got Brawl in Cell Block 99.
So does Ed, so give it to him.
So Ed,
I actually didn't really want to talk about this movie. That's why I didn't bring it up last
did
week.
you guys have
after I
enough
saw it.
talking about it before the show?
No, not really.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so this is Vince Vaughn. It's directed by what's his name? Garza. Same guy directed Bone Tomahawk.
Okay.
It is a
Stash.
Who's in it?
Vince Vaughn
Vincey Vaughny
plays a really big tough guy.
acting the
who's-
fuck out of this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Who's hard in his luck, has to take jobs that are unsavory to make ends meet, and ends up going to prison, and stuff goes down. And this is a slow burn,
Sure.
but Vince Vaughn is very, very imposing. This is a
Right,
very
right,
strong
right.
part for him, and there are some moments of intense violence that really caught me off guard. One especially that freaked me out, had me falling out of my seat and like holding up my hands to not look at the screen for about 5 minutes, and evidently
5
Jay-
minutes is a long time. Not that long.
Well, okay.
What were they sitting there eating
Two-
candy bars? Ed?
2.5 minutes
The
until
duration of the scene.
until the scene was over, and Jay evidently just kind of like brushed that off like it was nothing. So yeah, this is
I want to say that this is just an example of the gamut that you two
Yeah.
actually run in what works for you guys. You know, for Jay, that scene barely even registered on his radar.
Yeah, this is a
And for you, it was like
Everything.
seeing a kid get fucking hit by a car and knocked out of his shoes.
It's got me thinking that it's probably good that the deleted scene from It was deleted, because if
Yeah.
he had, have you heard about this scene where there's the scene deleted where Pennywise eats a baby?
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, so they decided to cut that out.
Yeah, because we went over the line a little
But
bit, I
like,
guess.
you know, that could also be cartoony and stuff. This is intense, very realistic looking violence.
Sure. And it's a thing where the movie's ratcheting up, it's
Yeah.
tension,
Jay's
it's building
face
to this.
right now is
Yeah,
fantastic.
and you know what? This is a cash, but this feels very much to me like
Stash for Jay.
Like
Cash for me, stash for Jay.
This is like to me like the movie Green Room, which is incredibly well made. I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But it is not my cup of tea.
Fair enough.
Jay
Fair
goes,
enough.
yeah, I love that fucking movie.
Give an air
I think that
thumbs.
was actually a very fair review.
Sure enough.
Green Room is on my top 10 of last year.
Yeah.
La La Land is not.
Does La La Land make your top 10 of last year?
Oh, it's
Ed?
number one for Ed.
Yes, it does.
It was number one for me, so go fuck yourself. That was a
you go.
fantastic fucking
It
film.
wasn't even on my radar just because of the title.
There you go. There you go. So,
Brawl in Cell Block 99
Yeah.
is why I love going to the fucking movies.
gotcha. Sure.
It is not a slow burn. It is a really good procedural for the first hour of what goes on with this big brick fucking shithouse.
Okay.
This is Vince Vaughn with 20 pounds on him.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
And he's just a guy who's just a big motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it
that's-
hints at some maybe Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah.
But they never touch on it. The only
Okay.
thing that is the cross on the back.
That's about
the
all
back
I
of
really
his-
need is the giant iron cross in the
Yeah.
back
But
of your
that's what I
skull.
liked about it is the
Sure.
fact that they never touch it. They just say,
I gotcha. Right.
In the
This is
day,
about here and now.
Back in the day,
Gotcha.
he's trying to raise
Maybe-
a family. He
Gotcha.
finds out that he loses his job. His wife is cheating on him, and so he decides that he's going to make the marriage work. He's going to start dealing drugs.
Everybody needs a hobby.
And as Ed said, shit does happen, and he goes to prison.
right.
And you know, you have guards that are fucking with him, and Don Johnson, which needs to be mentioned because he's just fucking great. He's the warden.
Right. Oh,
And
okay.
He's got to be the warden.
Yeah,
Dude, he's
yeah.
all in black, and he's not your typical, you know, with a suit. He's in like fucking like ready to go.
I got you.
You know what I mean? He's got a little cigar on him. He's just like not giving him.
Is he chewing it up like?
He
Were you
does it.
identifying him with just a little bit, Jay?
He does it. He doesn't chew it up. He actually does it reserved,
Cool.
and
cool.
he's great. He's
more
fucking
grounded
great.
than some other things he's done.
And
okay.
you know, and you realize what Cell Block 99 is. It's like a prison within the prison.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
things go down in there. And when Ed told me that he saw a scene,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Again, I was, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
He did kind of sell it pretty hard to you.
He did, which made me angry because I was waiting for a reveal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what he told me, I'm like, oh, that's what you were complaining about.
I mean, that's what you do to people when. That's what you do to kids when you babysit them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And this is the guy that did Bow and Tomahawk, which was another favorite movie of mine last year.
You came in knowing what you were in for.
Right.
For this, and
it's gritty as fuck. Cool. It's a good story. It's a really damn good story too, and it's well acted. And this is one of the best films this year, man. It's going to be up there.
Yeah. When I said slow burn, I mean it takes about an hour for him to get to prison.
But that's great. See, it separates the film in two. What he's doing.
And I would have kind of from the trailers just thought this is like he's in from the jump, and this is like all about his time.
Well,
there.
you
so
get
it's
to
good
know.
to kind of have that. Right, exactly.
You get to know this guy.
Right, you get to see him on the outside a little bit. You know,
and even just with the current events, you just know exactly what he's all about. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so a very, very high stash from Uncle Jay.
High stash from Uncle Jay.
It is violent.
All right, cool.
But
Cash Ed, you said?
Yes, I said cash.
Very good.
One
Very
cash,
good.
one stash.
That's
Positive
good.
all around.
That's good. It lets you because that's literally like the gamut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say for me, if I saw it, it'd probably fall in between the two of them. So with that, thank you, boys. Well, actually, Jay's got another one in here, Into the Night from Shout Factory.
yeah, you know, I'm a big Shout Factory guy.
Yeah, sure. You love these re-releases. They put a lot of special work into them.
Because there's good extras on them.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Into the
right.
Night was a John Landis movie of Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Pfeiffer. He can't sleep. His wife's cheating on him. I mentioned this on the show once before.
All right.
But Shout Factory put out a nice Blu-ray. They cleaned it up real nice. And there's two really good interviews on there with Jeff Goldblum, who's just... That it's worth the price of the fucking Blu-ray alone just to hear him fucking discuss the movie because he's so out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, sure, yeah.
And John Landis talks about how it was going to be Jack Nicholson at one point, which was a very interesting story. And so I'm not going to get into the whole details in the movie because there's a lot going on in this movie. It's kind of like a very dark comedy adventure, John Landis style.
Got a multi-genre kind of thing going on there a little bit. All right, cool.
But it's such a good time, and I'm recommending it. In fact, I probably would like to have all you guys watch this as like a recommendation.
Can we hold hands?
Exactly, and jerk off too.
All right, well, I'm not sitting on your lap.
Exactly.
All right.
You better sit on my lap, Bill. Reserved.
Everybody wants me to sit on
I want the lights
I
on.
can't sit on everybody's lap.
I want the lights on.
Sorry, Ed.
I want to know where you guys are at all times. I want the lights on.
I'm gonna start like getting Shout Factory's attention with these shows because I keep fucking plugging.
Let them know.
Well, let 'em know.
I did.
Send them a link.
They did like one of my tweets one time.
Pull the time code. When you send them these links, people will probably be more like, that's the theory anyway, that if you give them the time code and it's like, you know, give them the link where the player pops up in their
right
in that post,
I
you
will.
know, they'll probably be more likely to maybe check it out real quick.
Right, because
you know?
this week
all of a sudden they go to start it and they see it's an hour and a half and they got no clue. All right, I'm not listening to it. Like, these guys go crazy. 'Cause,
Right.
You know.
Well,
you know.
this week they actually sent me an early copy because if you pre-order this one copy of Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, and they did like a whole big, huge supplemental piece on it. So maybe next week I'll review that. Or
That'd be cool.
So
it's a great fucking zombie film, man.
Yeah.
So also in here, I threw it to Bob. I didn't read it yet.
Yeah.
But Garth Ennis has got a new Punisher comic series coming out from Marvel.
Yes.
So I wanted to hear about it a little bit from Bob. What's it all about? I know it's it's in their
I read it
Max
today.
line, so it's like Garth probably being Garth.
Yeah, it is. I think but it's gonna be. Well, this review is basically it's the very beginning of this story. So
Sure, it's just issue 1.
It's just issue 1, so it's gonna. It basically starts out with a bunch of guys together, and someone in particular has gotten them all there. He's a writer, and he wants to find out a story on someone that they served with in Vietnam.
Okay.
Just happens to be Frank Castle.
Okay.
So that's
Someone's
how it's
doing
gonna,
a little digging.
Right. So it's basically you're basically it's a flashback.
Okay.
And you're just getting to know Frank before his family died.
Okay.
It's different.
So you're seeing some the military
Yeah,
stuff.
but you're seeing the military stuff. You see, and very quickly you're just really seeing that he on a military level, in the tactical sense, he's a little bit above everybody else.
Okay.
He's kind of got a step above everybody right from the beginning.
Right.
He just kind of knows.
He's built for it mentally or something.
Yeah, he's built for it mentally. He's just like, okay, well, if this is what, because he gets his guys to tell him what the real deal is
Right.
behind the situation that they're in, And he's like, oh, okay, if that's the real deal situation, then no.
Shouldn't we be doing X, Y, and Z
We're not
then?
going to do this.
Gotcha.
Hold on a second. Gets on the phone, takes care of something. The next thing you know, everybody is safe. His guys are safe. The
Gotcha.
situation's taken care of.
Right.
No problem.
He's like his strategist is being shown.
Yeah, he's
that perfect, a good
right.
strategist.
Yeah, you're getting to know that you're getting to look at him being one step above everybody else, ahead of everybody. You know, just knowing what they're gonna do. So this is the next step.
Right. So, so what do you think of it, though? Should I keep buying it? Like, because at this
Garth-
point, like,
it's
I
Garth
haven't. I
Ennis,
know.
so it's
like,
gonna be an excellent
I'm just kind of
story.
like looking for, like, I know it's
I
issue
keep
one.
buying it for you.
I mean, no. Well, I gotta. I'm gonna probably
Yeah.
keep buying it, even though I haven't read it yet. I know that I'm already gonna probably stick
Yeah,
with
it's,
it. At
it's
least
Garth
issue
Ennis.
4.
I mean, Garth
Yeah.
Ennis is always an excellent story.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
definitely.
Cool.
It's definitely something. If you're into the Punisher, if you're into good storytelling at all, really.
Yeah. If you want to read
and you
some of
don't
the
mind
best
the
stuff,
and you at least don't mind the military bent,
right.
the military angle, then by all means,
Yeah.
pick this up because you're gonna like it.
Sure.
I always
Cash.
I always liked when
Definitely cash.
they would try to touch up on Frank Castle's military. They did it in
Yeah.
a book called The Nom. Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Uh-huh.
Marvel had a
Yeah.
book called The Nom in the 80s.
Yeah, that was. A
And
big
then
one.
Garth also, after he did like the run that became some of the stuff that's in that Thomas Jane movie, like once Marvel really got comfortable with the Max line, like long after that, and started putting out like really kind of grown up, like 18 or older kind of material.
Right.
Like he did these long runs, and then in one of those he did a miniseries called Born, which is a general like overview of Frank's whole time in the service,
Right.
and how like to what degree does the Punisher kind of is he born there in Vietnam?
Right, because the Nom wasn't a Punisher book.
Yeah,
No,
this-
no.
It was just something
Yeah, this
that they
basically
took
goes-
advantage of.
Yeah.
Right. This basically goes with that story
Mm.
and says, okay, what happened before that?
Okay.
When he was first in Vietnam.
Oh, like when he first touches down, his first
because
work.
at this point they established that he's done 3 tours in Vietnam,
Yeah.
and the third tour is where a lot of really fucked up shit with him went down.
Okay.
And that's where everybody, I guess, feels. It's kind of implied anyway that that's where the Punisher was born.
Right.
So he wants to know.
Okay, so they're giving like a nod to that series, actually, probably then by doing that too.
Yeah,
It's like letting you know as a reader if you've read that, we're kind of going before that stuff.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
hinted that it's before that.
That's one thing I wondered about.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
not mentioned
timeline.
that isn't mentioned specifically.
Right,
but
right,
It's
right.
talking about those events being in the third tour.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Cool. Very cool. I'm actually excited to read it now.
Yeah.
And then back to Ed for the roundup here. You've got a little something.
Yeah, Richard Cheese.
Your boy.
Yeah, he put out his new album
He
this
did.
week.
Yeah, I heard it all today,
License.
A lot of Richard Cheese talk this month.
Ooh,
whether I wanted to or not.
No, there's some fun tricks in here. Some classics.
There's a couple of gems.
Yeah,
There's a couple of gems.
Yeah, Paradise City. And
we had a little listening session.
Yeah.
Bob got to hear it from the other room.
Yeah, and he does some fun takes. His take on Despacito.
Yeah,
Which
there's
is
a
a
couple.
live
What's fun in that actually is a
Yes.
couple of the ones that he's playing strictly for laughs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then-
the Spanish lyrics are really, really well done.
You noticed that one from the other room, right?
Yes.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I don't want to because it's a short joke.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
to mention it much more is to kind of steal it.
Yeah, he's the only person who's ever made the theme from Cars for Kids palatable for me.
I will argue that that it is still not palatable.
I mean,
I can turn it into a metal song.
I mean, I
That
was
would probably be much better.
I was wincing.
I'm not right now, though.
I was wincing and clutching the table the whole time, but I did not scream out violently. Bill can attest to that.
No, not as bad as Cell Block
Yeah,
99
yeah.
for you.
And some and some
Poking the chops.
and some superhero references here. We got
Oh, that's right.
Darkness No Parents from the Lego from the Lego Batman
Yes,
movie.
right.
And the Wonder Woman theme song.
And the Wonder Woman theme song, right? It's got a good. You read out the whole list, I think, last week at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that was after the show last week.
fair enough. I think that's it's got some gems in it, though. We did listen to it. I was not as hard impressed, but the funny stuff is
Yeah,
funny.
it's-
That, I will give it that on this album because usually it's like for me, it's like a lot of the nuanced kind of things they do. Get me, like, you know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's funny, like, you know what I mean? Little word plays or just inflections, even not even wordplay, but Didn't feel like that stuff was really getting me. But the hard jokes all landed.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, probably matters more.
Yeah.
But it was good. I don't know. I was digging it. So that's a cash from you.
Check it out. Yeah, definitely.
And what's the name of the album again?
Licensed to Spill.
Like a reference to the Beastie Boys
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's got
Which I just learned last week. I thought it was a James Bond reference.
there you go. And that song, Girls,
We
Girls,
still gotta do
Girls.
it. We still got to do a list of questions for Ed.
Jay's fucking snorted.
No, I didn't. It was a snort. It's like,
Oh, even worse then.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Jay's dying over there. Basically.
How's that thing in the oven going? That chat game.
That chat game.
yeah.
Oh man, last call for hashtags is
Oh, my
right.
God. We got a lot in here.
A
All right,
lot in
so
there. A lot in there.
Let's run it down. Ready?
Well, don't run it down too fast. He just did a last call, so in case he's got some last second want to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just join you. Let me find my place in the documento. Oh, he's got it all loaded up already.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go slow then.
Well, medium.
Blade Runner 3 Rollerbladers.
That's fucking terrible. That's a bad idea. Unnecessary sequels.
Yes, unnecessary sequels. That was the hashtag.
Right, fair enough.
Avatar, more of the same shit.
That's literally what we're getting.
Alien Zero, Trump's Wall. Hey, no politics.
Watch yourself there.
Thor, KY needed. Mean Girls, The Housewives of Beverly Hills.
There you go.
Yeah, right? Because catching up with them, right?
Yeah, The Simpsons movie, Where is Grandpa? I'd see that movie.
I
totally see that movie.
Yeah, that's just an episode.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sort of like
It's just an episode.
Sort of like Follow That Bird.
That was basically the Simpsons movie, though.
Yeah,
pretty
it
much.
wasn't that-
Like
it was
he
just
goes
an
missing,
episode.
and then
Yeah.
like he finds the EPA thing. Like
yeah.
They should just do Up, and he never comes back down or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Star Wars, sequel of the prequel of the sequel.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Kneeling Monkey, Invisible Earthworm.
Fucking ring the fucking bell. I love it. I love it. That was good.
Goonies.
Yeah.
More Goonier.
Right. I don't want that. I don't want-
Twins 2. It's triplets. That might happen.
That
might
sounds like-
fucking happen. And the third one is Eddie Murphy. They've been talking about it for a few years now.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get The Rock and what's his name?
Vin Diesel.
No.
What's his name?
The little black guy, comedian.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin
Oh,
Hart.
Kevin Hart. No. It's Arnie and Danny DeVito and Eddie Murphy. Those are the triplets. They've said it.
I want The Rock and Artie Lang, but that's just me.
And Eddie is trying to like get work.
Artie's too tall.
Let's go back to the list.
Justice League, The Great Ball Game. I don't know what that means.
Maybe they'll turn into a baseball thing.
Big Trouble in Littler China. Fuck you. I want that. I'll take any chance for Kurt Russell.
That sounds like a Lilliputian version.
Yeah, another Iron Giant, which again, I like that movie. Ghost Rider, every single one with Nicolas Cage.
That's some unnecessary. That is some unnecessary shit.
Spaceballs 2, Still Surrounded by Assholes.
Yeah, I don't want a Spaceballs too.
Spaceballs Hanging Lower.
Oh,
The Lunch Club.
oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Breakfast Club,
Oh,
Lunch
then
Club.
eventually we'll get to Dinner Club, which like will make sense as a title for a movie about old fucking people.
Yes.
Because right now they're Lunch Club, and then
Yeah.
the Dinner Club you gotta
Yeah.
wait another 20 or 30.
Right. No, but then you have the
Bingo Club,
Well, no. Well,
basically.
the early bird.
You're
special.
still hot, Molly.
You
know
get
what-
the early bird special
yeah.
club.
Well, no. Well, see, I
There you
was
go.
gonna say for Supper Club, what wake does that revolve around? What
To survive through the night club.
Yeah.
Like just wake up in the morning. It's a blessing.
Wonder Woman, the Wonder Bra era.
Yeah, okay.
Little Mermaid, Fish and Chips.
Oh,
Ed liked
that's
that-
some evil shit there, Ed.
Ed liked that a little too much.
Great.
That's the kind of horror movie Ed
Would you like
see.
to ring the bell for that one, Ed?
You got
The Wire's caught it. All right. Where are we?
Dude, Where's My Condoms?
Oh, shit.
Midnight Cowboy 2, Coney Island Whitefish.
No! Well, bell for Jay.
Face Off, Giving Face. Beetlejuicier, More Havoc.
I don't want
Beetlejuicer, More Havoc.
Well, there you go.
That might happen.
La La Land, Blah Blah Car. Daredevil, Cowardly Angel. Then we got some show references. We got Sweeney Todd meets the Staten Island Sweeneys.
Don't need it.
Edward Scissorhands 2 TBD.
Oh.
What about
I'd like.
What about Bob Sweeney? Uncle Jay and Silent Bob Strike Again.
People don't understand that I've actually had to deal with that joke.
Yeah.
I know you
The one about
Since the
Bob,
movie, yeah,
sure.
the one
Oh,
about-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah. So,
The Sixth Element, More Perfect Than Perfect. Star Wars: The Last Dom.
Oh.
Okay.
Pokemon to catch the Jamaica Mon.
Jamaica. Nice.
Catch the Jamaica Mon.
Gotcha.
Mad Max Thunderdome. And James Bond, Dom is Forever.
Oh.
You definitely don't need that one.
Palmer's apologizing for starting us down the Wicked Theory sequel path. I guess he must have kicked it off in the chat room somehow. All right, that was some great shit, guys. Really, well
Yeah.
done, well done. Oh, you kids these days. Oh, jeez Louise. What time is it?
Email time.
Email time or lightning round?
Lightning round, bitch.
Oh, shit.
I thought
Storm rolling in.
Did everyone
if
write
you were
their
wondering
time?
what I've been doing on my phone the whole time, it's been writing my lightning round questions.
Finishing them up.
No, I just literally remembered that we were gonna do that segment like 15 minutes ago.
All right, kids. You remember Lightning Round?
Yep.
It's been a while, but Lightning Round is it's the game that's hard to lose. Basically, all you got to do is answer the damn questions. So with that, I think what we're going to do is, first I got to get mine out. I'm stalling a little bit.
I'm all good to go.
You're all good to go?
Yeah.
You're all good to go. We're going to,
How are we gonna pick who?
Where we
asks
start from?
who?
well, I think we're just going to go around in a circle. And I guess the easiest way is just for me to point to Bob and say, fuck it. Bob's going to read his first.
Who's he talking to?
okay.
Who, me? Who am I talking to?
No, who's Bob asking?
No,
questions?
but we're just gonna go around. So Bob will read to Dom, Dom will read to you, you read to Jay, Jay reads to me, and then I wrap up by reading to Bob, I guess.
All right.
I mean, we could go in either direction.
Very,
It doesn't matter.
very scientific.
You like that? You like that? I laid that all out. So for the next
You order
5
random
minutes to 10
questions.
minutes, we know what we got here. All right, let me just all right, since I got some time.
All right, here we go. Finding the questions here.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right.
I'm nervous.
That's some nervous music right there, right?
Sweating.
How you feeling, Jay?
I'm rocking and rolling.
Oh, shit. I didn't recognize it. All right.
Bourbon and cigars.
Sounds great. All right, that's the wrong music. All right, that's the music. All right, Bob.
Ready?
Yeah.
Tom. If orange is the new black, what is the new blue?
Red.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. If Frankenberry and Blueberry had a kid, what would its name be?
Frazzleberry.
Okay, that's actually good. Yeah. France is full of blank.
Come.
All right. All right. Ed, you might want to hold your ears for this one. If Nambla bought Shazam, what would they change his name to?
Ed O'Hare.
Ed Ring.
All right. True or false? Blank is to blank as blank is to blank. True or false?
Oh, false.
Correct.
All right. Lemmy is blank.
What?
Next.
That was my answer.
All right.
That was my answer. What?
What? All right. Well, that's a good segue because what sense is frankincense?
2 cents.
There you go. All right.
Sounded like me, Bob.
2 cents.
Ground beef in patty form is called a hamburger. What is ground ham in patty form called?
Patty.
All right.
I tried so hard.
All right. Number 9. In 3 words or less, what's the deal with Danny Rand?
Mary had a little lamb.
Perfect. All right.
That was like 6.
Final question. Final question, Dom.
There you go.
Peace sells, but who's buying?
Z.
Okay.
You should have read those to me, Bob.
I know.
I was trying to it's got to be me. I got to write questions that are me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I hear you.
Everybody kind of writes
All right.
things. So
So,
that's actually the hook this week. In case anybody's wondering, we all wrote our own, brought our own 10 to read to somebody else.
I was, by the way, on the Nambla question, we were looking for Shazambla.
Shazambla.
I just thought Ed would be.
Remember, there's no right or wrong answer.
Never write a wrong
no right
answer as long
answers.
as you answer.
All right, so I'm gonna move. Since I'm getting the questions now, I'm gonna move the
And
bell.
I'm
over to
asking him,
Jay.
bitch.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Ready?
You can add that to the memorabilia box, Bill.
Go.
How many pits in a pair?
6,
Would you have sex with Paul Rudd for $1?
maybe.
What was the name of Jason Voorhees and Olaf from Frozen's band in high school?
Skizits.
Okay. I buy it. How do Cisco and Caitlin from The Flash continue to even pay their bills?
Moonshine.
If Nick Cage got a late show, who would his first guest be?
Sarah Donnelly.
How the fuck did Uncle Jay even get here?
278.
That's correct.
That's true.
True.
what is the Seth Rogen Seth Rogen version of Green Hornet doing right now?
Drinking.
A lot.
Jules Winfield and Moon Knight get into a bar fight. Who wins?
Quentin Tarantino.
Okay. How hasn't Morty gotten kicked out of school yet?
Drugs.
If the system wasn't rigged and Alf won the election, what would he have renamed the White House?
Lasagna.
And that's it.
That's it. That's your 10.
That's 10.
Very good.
Woo. Damn. I'm noticing that there was quite the unusual suspects methodology for building some of those questions as I look around the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Jules.
It's a good thing I didn't have a Kobayashi on the bottom of my coffee cup.
Yeah.
All right, so damn, that's gonna set up Ed. Ed for Jay.
Ready, Jay?
Jesus, guys.
I'm ready.
All right. Who convinced Burt Reynolds to grow a mustache?
Tom Selleck.
Which British rock
circle.
star was kicked out of Hogwarts?
Gerard Butler.
Who knew? How much Beau Bridges is too much Beau Bridges?
Jeff Bridges.
What is the square root of Wolverine's hairstyle?
7.
Where should Deckard and Rachel have spent their honeymoon?
Newark.
She's now coming back from that.
Give me that fucking bell. What prevents Daffy Duck from murdering Bugs Bunny in cold blood?
Stupidity.
Who was the sexiest character in Thelma and Louise?
Harvey Keitel.
Who is the sexiest character in Charlie's Angels?
Bosley.
And who is the sexiest character in the Teletubbies?
I don't know what that is.
Who?
That's the best answer.
And finally, who doesn't need more cowbell?
Ed O'Hare.
No wonder he wanted the belt.
But you took it anyways.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so that means now we're up to Jay reading for me.
Oh, shit.
shit. Jay,
Yeah, man.
hit me with it.
Swamp Thing versus Man Thing. Who would win in a fight to the death?
Anything.
What will the subtitle of Star Wars Episode 9 be?
Come and get it, bitches.
What is the official number of times the word fuck is used in all 127 episodes of the Wicked Theory podcast?
It's exponentially enlarging.
What is the worst animated film ever made?
The one that has me in it.
If Martin Scorsese directed Stranger Things, what would it be? What would the title be?
Strange City.
Coke or Pepsi?
Mountain Dew.
Name a comic book-based TV show that will be canceled within a year.
Power Pack.
Where does Admiral Akbar eat on a Saturday night?
His wife.
How many Oscars will Blade Runner 2049 win?
All of them.
2049.
There you go.
Final question.
Okay.
Where is Kaiser Soze?
At home, chilling.
We also would have accepted Turkey.
Oh, okay. That's an actual hard location. That might have been in Turkey. All right, so that leaves me to read to Bob.
All right,
Brother
Bill, here we
Bob, are
go.
you ready? We're wrapping it up here, Chief.
All right, let me get warmed up here.
All right, do some stretches.
Here we go.
Do some Kegels.
Okay.
All right, what is the real name of the Kool-Aid Man?
Starlight.
All right, what is a good bait to use for a Smurf trap?
Smurfette's underwear.
Stinky, stinky. What is the secret ingredient in hot dogs?
Little children.
I wanted you to say foreskin so bad.
Oh, yeah,
That
from,
be lips
Preacher.
and assholes.
You should never leave your kid alone with which of the 7 dwarves?
The tall one.
Kind of, I don't know why, but I feel like it makes sense. Why is New York better than L.A.?
Less cars.
Take it. GoBots are to Transformers as Power Rangers are to...
Teletubbies.
That's the Thundercats.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Not as much pep in that one, huh? Ed? All right, question number 7. Why does Agent Palmer call me 17 times a day?
It's a man crush, dude.
Fair enough. We'll take it. If the Punisher runs out of bullets, he'll just stab you with his...
Finger.
Probably. At the doctor's office, Cookie Monster was told...
Eat more whole grain cookies.
Fair enough. Question number 10. Where are all those Get 10 Hours of AOL for Free CDs from the 90s?
In the same garbage dump in Arizona as
The E.T. video game? All right, fair enough, folks. That's good shit. Oh, my God. It's another... We did some lightning round, folks. Were you entertained?
That was the fastest lightning round.
Yeah.
Long
we did all,
time.
we
That was
did
a
all 5 of us.
lightning round.
And that's all 5 of us.
Yeah, and I thought... I really was hoping for a little bit more Phil. But I forgot. It's lightning round. It's got to go fast. We ain't got time.
We're going, man. We're going.
We're going.
Fucking in there.
We're building up some electricity.
It's 900 miles an hour or nothing.
That's right. That's right.
We got emails?
We're fucking in and out, man. Gone.
Emails. Let's find out. Let's go into the old email box.
Live in the studio.
I can't. I just can't do it.
You want to give us like a remix? Because you know what? You
I
got
can't
the high.
channel it. I
Well,
can't
no.
channel it.
But I'm saying this is we have the high recorded. You could come in low.
Play the melody.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Email.
No, Jay.
Emails.
Always ruins it. All right.
Thanks, God.
All right. So with that, we do have some emails from some people who've been around. Oh, by the way, did we skip over it about the Patreon episode that we did
Oh, I mean, yeah, we didn't mention it.
with this kid?
No, we didn't mention it at all.
No, you didn't put it in the doc.
Ah, man, fucking glazed right over it. People, like, I don't
Yeah.
know if you're at the $3 level with the Patreon support, but the exclusive episode this month on the Patreon, in the last minutes before we recorded, it was just like me and Wesley were talking, and it was like, why don't we just freaking get you on the air? So we actually did an episode with Wesley. We pulled him in. If you want, and if you want to hear what that sounds like, trust me, because it wasn't the plan to try and hold that over you. I don't think we would do that level of exclusivity. I think in the future, if we do other listeners kind of like that, it'll be like if you're definitely maybe a Patreon only, but at the dollar level. Like if you support us, because more people do there,
I should do that soon.
you know. So
We got to find out some interesting.
you just
things
leave
about
a 20
Wesley,
on the
too.
counter every time. Actually, you know what? You've paid enough with chicken wings. With the spontaneous, hey, what's up? I'm here. I brought some chicken wings.
Or the toll.
In the future, when you buy
There you
some,
go.
just take the best flavor, the one that he likes the most, and put it in the freezer.
Yeah. Just
This
yeah.
way, he can like microwave them.
I think Bill and I are both winged out this week.
Yeah.
Next
I'm just chickened out. Like that's all I ate. That's why I was eating chicken when I texted you that. I was like, don't bring wings this today. I can't. I
Fucking
can't.
nuggets.
I've had too much. All right. So and to tease that Patreon episode for people who want to hear it, Wesley sent me this. Cool, man. If you can make it work, I love some Shaft. Just in case you missed it. Cool, man. If you can make it work, I love some Shaft.
Yeah, he sent that during the
So this
during
is
the Patreon.
So this is in the sound bank now, thanks to that kid. Cool, man. If you can make it work, I love some Shaft.
Isn't the 5-star thing from him too?
No. I pulled that.
The
I-
Wesley thing is from him too, right?
Can we hear that one more time, Bill?
Oh, sure. Cool, man. If you can make it work, I love some Shaft. Yeah, so That's how that's going to start.
I
You were
believe
talking about the Shaft movies.
yeah, we were talking about John Shaft.
And I'm sure that I'm leaning, like, obviously I set that up.
Well,
I'm going to talk this over like Mike Francesa now. I totally was aware of everything that was going on in the moment.
Do you prefer Richard Roundtree or Samuel L. Jackson?
Look, man, if you can make it work,
did lightning
I
round
love some
already.
Shaft. I think
Richard
as long as it's
Roundtree.
over 10 inches, I don't care. I'm just a size queen. All right, so let's go over to size queen. I think the name implies it all. All right, so
No, Ed, you know what that means, right?
No.
bigger the better, baby. Bigger the better. Guess who?
I'm sorry. I
Are
thought
you gonna make me have
you,
to look up which actor's taller?
No.
I thought maybe Ed could explain it to Dom. Sorry.
And then just guess, because height doesn't indicate anything, as we all know.
Shaft.
Just ask Ron Jeremy.
The Samuel Jackson one is actually a follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually.
Yeah.
It's actually a
Mario.
fourth film.
Speaking of fourths, I don't know what that meant. We got an email in here, or two. First one's from James Hasselden Jr.
What did he have to say about
what's up, buddy?
Jimmy.
He's
The
in
Last Jedi?
He's in the chat right now.
It's Friday, and guess what I'm doing when I get off work? I'm packing my shit and moving. Let the drama ensue as my wife has elected not to say anything ahead of time to her dad, so he doesn't know yet. This is going to be, with an extreme sarcasm, fun. Yeah, I can imagine so.
Wait. So they're moving out of her dad's house, but
Dad doesn't know. Yeah, the dad doesn't know
So,
quite. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be not happy because dad doesn't want his daughter moving out.
Probably something. I'm sure.
Are they still going to be in Louisiana?
Let's see where this email goes. I'm sure he can fill us in the chat room too. So this means that the end of the yard work updates, and as where we are moving yet now has no yard. I know this will be devastating to those who have followed my endeavors with enthusiastic glee, but alas, when there's no yard, there's no grass. So there you go. All right, well, lucky for you to get out of that fucking detail. It was like doing a baseball park every freaking day.
Yeah,
Or
pretty much.
4 or 5. I think it was more like 5 of them. It was Field of Dreams without the dreams and the corn.
Go the distance.
I'm almost done reading through Sandman. Hey. At least what the library has of it. I guess the public library. I was wondering what other series similar to it have I missed. So he's talking about Neil Gaiman's run on
Okay.
Sandman.
Well, that's a very good one. I'm actually very surprised that that's in the library. That's a very deep.
You know what? If you're going to put anything in the library, though, it is that high
Yeah.
quality kind of pinkies out.
Yeah, I guess.
Although it's not really
Yeah,
pinkies
yeah.
out.
No,
I'm giving it more of a pretentious glaze than it needs.
Gaiman won a ton of literary awards for
Yeah,
that series.
That's true. That's true. But
Suggestions, Ed, maybe?
Yeah.
Suggestions? I mean,
preacher. But you're probably not going to find that in the library.
No, but I think that's how James actually found us, if I remember correctly. Was Preacher.
yeah, I mean,
think
I,
so.
I would say check out some of the early stuff by Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire.
You know, stuff like Sweet Tooth, Trillium. That's a one-off miniseries that was really
Sweet
good.
Tooth is running right now, though. That's
Sweet, no,
not go-
Sweet Tooth ended. Sweet Tooth ended. It was-
Oh, I'm thinking of, well, isn't that the baby? With the baby?
No. Sweet Tooth is the hybrid kid in the woods.
Oh, okay. Okay. Even Dom's nodding like, okay, Billy, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, because I remember like that was always on the like suggestion rack at Comic Book
CJ.
Jones. You know, I could picture the cover right now. You know, of the first volume.
Yeah, I mean, if you want some spin-off stuff, check out the original Lucifer run from the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know,
which is very different from the series.
very different from the TV series.
Yeah.
And it follows much more of that kind of like, we're doing something that's for mature readers, for adults, like,
Yeah.
you know, as far as appeal,
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, and also any Hellblazer ran for 300 issues, but you know that ran the whole gamut, and you had about a half dozen different writers on that, and each
But
of them had their
all-
own creative spin.
But you're looking at like a lineup of like, freaking Garth
Yeah.
Ennis is in
Yeah,
that.
Garth Ennis, Warren Ellis,
all the Euro guys
yeah,
who are like,
yeah, Mike Carey wrote it for a while.
Right,
yeah, Brian Azzarello, I think, finished it up.
the library does have Preacher, only book 1.
Is he talking about any kind of comic
Well,
book
yeah,
that
comic
are
book-
deep?
It's a rough spot to
Yeah,
be
I mean,
hanging, though.
obviously he's kind of saying so Sandman, so maybe something that's a little maybe more metaphysical, but I don't think necessarily. But I mean, any recommendations in general?
Concrete was a good book. by
Sure.
Paul
Southern
Chadwick.
Bastards. Southern Bastards is a good one.
That's a pretty deep book, I remember.
These are both good recommendations. Concrete, but
Yeah.
Paul Chadwick is some really kind of like taking like a weird concept and getting deep. And then Southern Bastards is like it's much more current and new, coming out right now, but it's a down home thing. You might relate to Southern Bastards there, James. Technically you're a Southern boy.
Small town football story wrapped
Alabama,
up with
right?
a little bit of walking tall.
Yeah, pretty much what I would say is
Pretty
Revenge.
much, and revenge and all that. So it's a good story, well done, well written.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's got some trades,
Smart,
and there's some
yeah.
trades out for it.
Yeah, there's got to be at least 2.
I think so.
I think basically what we're saying is anything Image has done in the last 10 years.
That's
and-
not spandex.
And anything Vertigo did the 10 years before that.
right.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
good.
not too bad.
Well,
And I always say too, like if you kind of like want to read something that like like the books of magic
that's
are a great run from the 90s of stuff that if you're like kind of like in that looking for something that's kind of like in that Sandman, because Sandman's dated stuff,
Yeah.
and you're having kind of fun, kind of like feeling like you're in a bit of a time machine with reading some older material. It's a little dated but fun. Like
But
books of magic on its own is really good.
And I forget who was bringing this up, but I was I was hearing someone saying if you have a Harry Potter fan in your family,
Yes.
and you want to get them into comics, that first Books of Magic book is the perfect place to start.
And because they'll see a lot of similarities.
Yeah. If you're looking for something that's not like kind of in between, a little more lighthearted, but not like a spandex superhero-y kind
Sure.
of thing, Curse Words, which is running right now,
Yeah.
is probably going for its first trade.
Yeah, it's like issue 6 or 7.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Look for that soon.
You look for that soon. That's it's not really for kids. It's not like Preacher, but it's not really super serious either.
Right.
But it's still more grounded and real.
Yeah, it's having fun with itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
I mean, it
but
involves, it
it's
involves
doing
a wizard
wizards and
from
magic.
another. Yeah, it involves a wizard from another universe, an alternate universe.
Right,
But so it's kind of out there to say that it's grounded in reality, but
It's got some good like
it's got more of a mature sensibility.
yeah.
Yeah.
The whole setup on that is like basically he comes here to kind of like he's supposed to be a bad guy and do some damage, but like fuck it, Earth is cool,
Yeah,
and like
I'm
stays, and that
Yeah.
becomes a problem down the line.
Also, if you're looking for a good horror book,
Yeah.
I would say the New 52 run. Jeff Lemire did Animal Man, and
Okay.
Scott Snyder did Swamp Thing, and those two books ran together and actually crossed over. There was a good 18 issues on each, so like the first 3 or 4
Right.
trades.
You were gonna say
Oh.
something, Jay?
Go ahead, Jay. I had an
No,
idea.
I was just mentioning before because you're talking about deep comic books.
Sure.
When I first read Concrete, I was like 14 when that came out.
Right.
But it
I
was
never read it.
It was a deep book.
Yeah.
It's about a guy whose mind was transplanted into a body of stone,
Yes,
and there's like aliens involved.
I have a
and
poster
everything.
actually.
It was Dark Horse, one of
Yeah.
Dark Horse's earlier things, but it was good.
It's kind of like a serious look at the Thing in
Right,
a way, where like
right.
he's trapped in this giant smooth. He looks like the Thing, but it's all smooth like concrete, and he's trapped in there. Basically, like how this ruins kind of like his life, but at the same time, like now he's got all this immense strength, and like he's supposed to help people and stuff. And it's this really kind of like introspective, kind of like what would happen, like how would this fuck with you, like wants to hug his girlfriend and shit, and
Right.
can't feel anything, like and it's like that's. F11 Ben Grimm ain't banging Alicia Masters anytime soon. You know what I mean? In the real world,
Right.
sorry, you're not putting that in her. There ain't enough lube around. All right, so on with Jay's letter. James's.
Actually, I just
got
wanted
one
to
more.
say, I can't remember the name of it. The one with the giant sword. We were just recently finished. The family in Texas.
Yeah, shit. Gods or God something.
Yes, it definitely has something with
Donnie
God.
Cates. I think that's Donnie Cates writing that. Oh shit.
Wow, can't remember the name.
Can't remember it. Do me a favor. Look up Donnie Cates. Gods.
Oh, God's Country.
God Country. Just God Country. Yes,
Right.
and that's a short run, and that's just a
That's
six
like
issue.
6 issue.
That's in trade.
That's in one trade.
That's a fun little thing. Like you
Yeah.
can see it as a movie or like a pilot for a TV show or
Absolutely.
something. Feels like a launching point kind of a thing.
Described as Southern Bastards meets American Gods.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's probably putting too much of a specific feel
it's
on
actually, the way the story is told is a little more straightforward than most.
it. Yeah, it's kind of like reduced. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, shit goes down here over a course of a couple of days on the farm.
You're not looking through pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
But
Tremendous
it's-
backstories and stuff.
Yeah, it's a streamlined, straightforward story, but it's well done.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not a lot of BS, and everything that's there it needs to be there, and it's well executed.
Yeah, it's kind of like minimalist in that way, just a little
Right.
bit. But giant sword falls from the sky. Grandpa with Alzheimer's manages to
Yeah.
get his hands on it, and all of a sudden, shit, Grandpa's fine and
Yeah.
fucking remembering shit now. And turns out there's all kinds of crazy shit going on.
And the sword talks. It has powers, and
It's a cool story.
yeah, and gods from another planet want it back.
So he's thinking of Lock and Key, which we always recommend,
Yes, excellent.
especially with the show coming up soon, which they're still doing some crazy casting on. And
Yeah,
since
I can't wait for that, just because of the kid that they got, for the kid from it,
oh yeah.
for the kid,
There's two of them, I
Younger
know, but
kid.
the little kid.
the little kid.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't get enough of him in it, actually.
Yeah. No. He shines.
He gets
in that,
swallowed
shines
up in
that
the
one
first 10 minutes.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but at when you see him at the end, the way he does that, with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
We're all gonna float. They're gonna float. They're gonna float.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, he does it. Really
Except for the
well.
Jim Norton
he really
blowjob
keeps
sound.
you out. He doesn't need the special effects.
So he's thinking of that since Cthulhu and Friends podcast is on season break. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not getting my proper amount of insanity. That should hold me until they transfer letter 44 over from the library that has it. Oh, so he must have put in a request to have that brought over. Cool, because that just wrapped up. Finally hit its last issue, which was like, yeah, right, one of those things where it's like, you know, you see the ending coming for a while, so it's like not too much of a big surprise type ending, but it feels right. One of those.
I got to catch up with that.
Tulu
I-
and Friends, wouldn't that be like Swamp Thing?
Yeah, probably.
I'm trying to think what it would be.
Yeah, Cthulhu and Friends podcast. So maybe that's just a show about
okay.
creepy stuff in general. So that should hold me until they transfer letter 44. But I read fast and need some recommendations. So I'm hoping that actually you're writing this down there, champ. Or just really good books that those work too. I don't need pictures. And P.S. No Stephen King. So any regular book recommendations for people? Because he's read, I guess, plenty of Stephen King. He doesn't really need that as a hard recommendation.
Regular books have no pictures.
I don't understand them. All these words. Don't you get tired?
Wait, not all books have pictures?
I'll tell you what. The only book I kind of want to read right now is Ready Player One. Because I've seen the trailer now, and I kind of
Looks
get
sick.
and I get the book now better. Because I heard the description of the book, and I kind of felt like, oh, that would probably just feel like distractions. Because the book is supposedly just littered with pop culture references.
Yeah.
Because these guys in this VR world are constantly engaging in all these things, and that's what that world is soaked into. So, like, you know, you get to drive the DeLorean and shit. Like, you know what I mean? All this kind of cool stuff happens. So it's supposed to be fun for that reason, kind of in a way. Besides being a good story, it's like, you know, this nostalgic romp of a thing. So I might recommend that in a way because it's a book when it came out, everybody was talking about it. Steven Spielberg picked it right up to make it. So you got that to look forward to.
Yeah,
And Palmer read it. I think he might have a review. I'm not sure. I'll find his website.
See, I would just be afraid that all of my picks would be stuff he's already read. Like the first thing that
Yeah.
pops into my mind whenever someone's asked me what to read, I'd say anything by Douglas Adams,
Fair enough.
the Hitchhiker's books,
Fair
and,
enough.
and the two Dirk Gently books.
Right. Oof, glad you didn't finish the first way that was coming out.
Well, when you said Hitchhikers, it got me thinking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Right. Well, that's what he means.
Yeah.
Oh,
You-
Hitchhiker's.
you-
He's the reference.
Yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
All those books are great. I'm trying to think. Short story collections. I used to pick up a lot of those. There's any short stories by Ray Bradbury or Richard Matheson
All right.
or Harlan Ellison.
Right.
Any of those guys.
Oh, if you're gonna go like that, Isaac Asimov's got a couple.
I'd even recommend like Clive Barker stuff. You know what I mean? Like I like some Clive Barker stuff when he's not being completely like obtuse. Like he's got some stuff where it's just like literally like you're just kind of like trying to show off that you have a fucking vocabulary. But Great and Secret Show is a great book.
Yeah.
That moves at like 100 miles an hour. Arabat, which I won like in some stupid little online contest. I never would have read otherwise, but it was a fun read. And it's like kind of like his spin on young girl gets transferred to like a mysterious and whimsical kind of world with a slightly dark bent. But it's loaded with, because he paints too. And he's not the greatest illustrator, but he'll paint like a motherfucker. He don't care. He makes up all these kind of crazy characters and puts them in the story. So you get to see like a lot of his artwork in the book.
Yeah.
At least in the hardcover version of it, Arabat. I think Disney optioned it. I know they were supposed to make a couple of movies out of it, but like the hook in that world is that like it's all these islands, and there's like 24 islands, and each one is an hour, represents an hour of the day, kind of a thing. Is like the motif, is like the thing, but all the people in it are just kind of like just wacky, wild, and weird, kind of fucking. It's like Tim Burton, kind of like just a little bit more
Like on acid.
yeah, but like more like real horror, like Tim Burton's like spooky horror, and then like Clive Barker's like no, straight out of like hell, kind of a little bit slightly disturbed. You know what I mean?
Here comes the Stepford mom. Oh, look how wonderful it is, and then suddenly she's ripping some baby's head off, and
Yeah, that
her
kind
head
of,
spinning around.
well, you know, he's trying to find a happy medium with it. I think I would say like it's Clive Barker trying to do something that might be like kind of like and the fact that Disney picked it up was a weird thing, but I'd recommend that.
Another one called Mr. Be Gone. That was good.
What was it?
Mr. Be Gone.
No,
It's Clive Barker.
Okay.
Book about a demon
Nice.
escaping hell and shit. It's cool.
Gotta get out of here. So that's it from him. Here's to however tonight goes. Well, thanks for that, for that, there, champ.
Thank you, James.
So let's get right into it here from Wesley.
Wesley.
Doesn't he have a theme song?
No, he does.
We played it
I
already.
mean, we could play it again, but I mean, like, you know,
He's not that special.
I mean, haven't we given him enough attention?
really, he was on the Patreon.
He
Come
actually
on.
clipped the 5-star thing. He said it in the.
Oh, he did. He's the one who sent it. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Wesley. It's all a blur to me. I apologize profusely.
Wesley.
So, Jay, we got some questions in here from Wesley. I'm hoping you
From
can-
me?
Well, not particularly, but I don't know. I forget who this one is. It says, "Hey, you gentlemen, who would you rather hug, Totoro or Chewbacca?" Who's Totoro? That's from Star Wars?
John Turturro?
Maybe. I mean, in that case, Chewbacca. Like I kind of know what the experience
Bernie
is going to be.
Birnbaum.
I know what I'm going to get out of John Totoro.
Barton Fink.
You know, Chewbacca might at least squeeze me and pick me up off my feet.
Who's
and, like,
Turturro? Did you say what it was in the chat?
I don't know. We got to find out. Totoro. Totoro. Oh,
Oh, Totoro. My neighbor Totoro.
My neighbor
Yeah,
Totoro.
Totoro.
That's it. Okay, so Totoro or Chewbacca?
I'm still clueless.
It's,
My neighbor Totoro was a
it's anime.
Miyazaki
Miyazaki
animation,
anime.
Ghibli, Studio Ghibli movie.
Okay,
It's a big fucking fat cat.
I believe you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a giant cat.
I've seen
I'd rather hug Chewbacca.
You've seen it on the internet.
Snorlax. That's my choice.
It's basically a Snorlax.
Fuck Totoro.
Hey,
Chewie's.
Totoro. They're both friendly guys. They're not doing nothing wrong.
Chewie can get a little violent.
Well, Chewie's got. He's like.
I actually prefer Tiki Tiki Tembo.
That's just a kid who fell in a well. That
Yeah.
poor kid. Don't make me do it. Tiki Tiki Tembo, no Rambo, Chip Charapucci, Peppery Bembo.
Totoro.
yeah. That's
That's
that was
almost
his name.
right.
Tiki Tiki Tembo.
Bernie
no Sorrow,
Birnbaum.
Chari Bari Rucci, Perry Pembo.
Careful, you don't want to fall into
I
that
had to
Rosie
read that
O'Donnell
book.
shit.
My grandma read that book to me
Yep.
like 20, 30 times.
Yep. Me too. Oh wait.
Oh, you guys have the same
Yeah,
grandmother?
we had the same
Yeah,
grandma,
that's
yeah.
right.
Holy fucking
Yeah,
shit.
that's fucking crazy.
That means it was the same book.
And the fact that you're here on this show too.
Yeah.
That's a small world.
Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
The Wicked Theory podcast appreciates Asian culture.
No, we really do, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact, because that book
Yes.
is a really kind of like good book, and it's like a kind of like a good cultural kind of lesson exposure thing.
Yeah.
The Five Chinese Brothers feels a little too much. Though.
Why?
I was
Because
one
I
of the-
said fuck Totoro?
And I was one of the 5 people that saw Ghost in the Shell.
Is that what?
No, no, it was those offensive impressions. That's all.
Didn't do an impression. Just said his name.
I don't know.
His name was Tiki Tiki Tembo.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5
Yeah.
Chinese brothers.
The Five Chinese Brothers, though, that story's a little bullshit. You know,
See,
you're
the,
not
the
swallowing
first
an
son
ocean.
gets the giant long name, and the second son gets the tiny little name.
Right.
So the first son gets stuck in a well, and he's up to his neck in water. And now the little son's got to go back, and he has to say his full name. He's got to run all the way back, and then he's delivering messages back and forth.
I read the book.
I like the Brooklyn version.
Say
of
it. Like
that.
our grandmother
you
used to
read the
read
book?
to us.
Yes, I did.
You did? Like, you're the first person we've ever met that, like, probably
Yeah, really,
also read it
probably
besides
read it.
us.
Well, no,
As a kid. I mean, it's a kid's book.
Yes. Yeah. No, I remember it.
Yeah, there's a Brooklyn version. 5 Italian pricks.
Our grandmother was we've mentioned it before, but
Yeah,
she
but it
used to
ends
be,
on page 3 when they go, now you're on your own, dumbass.
There's a 5 Italian pricks.
All right, let's move it along.
That is
Very
out,
true.
my friend.
Let's move it along. Back to Wesley's email. Which comic character would have the most annoying social media page?
Bizarro.
It's not a bad answer, man. That's
Tony
not
Stark, because I feel like he'd just be like Dan
hamming
Bilzerian.
it up, right?
He
Like,
would just be like the Dan Bilzerian of like the superhero.
That's a really good
You
answer.
would go to his page and it would slow you down your computer because he's got so much stuff going on, bells and whistles.
you can have this back. Thank you.
Now that Bill is out of commission.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Iron Man flying by and stopping and, hello, I'm Iron Man. Would you like to friend Tony Stark?
Oh yeah, it'd be all that kind of
Yeah,
like real
yeah,
intercompany bullshit.
Would you like to friend Tony Stark? Press this palm.
Don't forget to
If
subscribe.
you just want to like his page, press this palm.
Oh Jesus Christ! All right, what super sport is most popular for superheroes to play with their abilities?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Basketball.
What super sport is the most popular for superheroes to play with their abilities?
I got this.
Okay.
I got this.
All right.
And this is the end of it. We're gonna move on. From
Fair
here.
enough. Let's get ready.
Ultimate frisbee.
All right, we're done.
Rollerball.
Shit. If you're the X-Men, it's softball. Like they after every big crossover in the 90s, like one of those annoying summertime, like 25 book crossovers, they just, all right, we need to take a break. So like the first 3 pages of the new storyline, they would be playing softball, and then somebody would come crashing through the wall of the mansion or
Yeah.
something. But like, let's do 3 pages of just kind of like relaxing and having fun and talking about how we're relaxing and having fun by playing softball because we just went through that big thing. So now we're relaxing and playing softball.
Yeah, you know what I want to know about the X-Mansion?
Did you ever play softball?
Why the construction company didn't just move next door? Because you
Just
see it
leave
from-
the concrete
you
truck
see
on the
it from
property.
above all the time.
Yeah,
And you
no,
don't
you're right.
you don't see the construction. I mean, you know,
They-
it would make you just have to have the construction company just for them.
It is some convenient location, I'll tell you that. To
I
have the
mean,
mansion that's
you
far
only-
removed
you
from
would only-
society. I don't know. You were going still? I didn't realize. I'm
you
sorry.
would only need the one account. That's all you would ever need.
Gotcha. Who would be hilarious to see fight a kangaroo?
Uncle Jay.
Bell.
Come here, you fucking piece of shit.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Bell.
Those things are fucking jacked.
Bro, I wouldn't
They're
fuck with
fucking
it.
scary.
That video online of that one dude just getting out of the truck
Hey, yo,
and
the
walking
one
over to
dude,
him,
yeah.
punching it like his name was Steve
Yeah.
is fucking great video, but I would never fucking. I'd probably break my wrist because I'm a big old fagotito. But, you know, I'm not, you know, that guy clocks it.
Yeah, he rocks him. He gives him a good right hand.
Yeah, that's a
I
great
love
video.
That was like the one good thing about the year of 2016.
Is this one viral video of a
Yeah.
guy punching out a kangaroo,
Yeah.
cold cocking it? But he deserved it too, because the kangaroo did something, right?
Yeah, he literally had the dude's fucking dog in a
Right. Yeah.
in a headlock, bro.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He
I remember
has
that video.
these jacked ass fucking kangaroo arms. Has this dog in a headlock. Guy just comes up and rocks him. Amazing.
He had
We
almost
have
like-
to watch it now.
It's like, all right, I got.
All right, I'll look it up. All right, so
Have you seen it, Ed?
No.
Oh my god.
But who would be? Yeah, so Uncle Jay takes that one. We could arrange that. We can get some boxing gloves on one, like what's the video game?
I'll give it a
Kangaroo?
go.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Steph Mail, Steph coming in hot.
Steph needs some intro music.
Yeah, she
I was
does.
just thinking
Do
the
I
same
have,
thing. I was just gonna say-
You're the music director.
Play the John Carpenter thing music.
I'll have to work on something.
Let's see. What do I got?
Well, she did win.
This is the song in her head right now.
Because she won.
She's so excited.
Just got to cut. I think the very beginning when it goes to dun, 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 dun,
Just add that.
just cut that before the like,
Just have that as the fucking.
have that and loop it.
It's almost time, kids.
There's too much gap in the beginning. Just that part, right?
Dum, 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 dum. And just
I could do it. No, just not right now because we
I might
ain't
actually
got
be,
time.
if you could loop that for me.
Oh, okay.
I could probably play over it.
Oh, yeah,
I
sure.
could figure something out. And
Definitely.
We can make up a thing for Stephanie. There you go. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Right, I'm just layering shit. I'm a shitty DJ, folks. Come every week. All right. So her question is, hey, you guys, I have a quick Halloween question. Well, maybe I should have fucking left that playing. I mean, you covered favorite horror movies. All right, we'll stop for a second. 'Cause Ed just watched the kangaroo punch. Ed just watched the kangaroo
All
punch.
right, that's enough.
That's
That's
So-
it. Show's over. It's gonna be on slow motion right
There
now.
you go.
That's
So
such an amazing video.
it's a classic. I have a quick Halloween question. You covered favorite Halloween movies in the Halloween episode, but I would like to know: do you guys have a favorite non-horror Halloween movie? So I guess maybe it would just be like a regular kind of movie that just takes place. Halloween is maybe pops up in the movie, like so. Like
Oh,
Or
E.T.
something that's on
Like, okay,
TV
like,
during
yeah.
that time of year.
like E.T. There you go.
Yeah.
E.T.'s a great example. Sure. Way to go, Ed. Wow. Thanks for being here.
Oh, my favorite Halloween scene in a movie
Okay.
is Big Daddy. When Adam Sandler takes the kid out and the rich guy doesn't have any candy, he goes inside, makes him give the kid CDs and a Rolex.
It's a classy part of town, man. What are you gonna do?
Halloween Town. I don't know. Disney movie from back in the
I
day.
remember it. Like I didn't see it, but I know of it.
If you're pulling out Halloween Town, you can't, because that doesn't hold a candle to Hocus Pocus.
But Hocus Pocus is kind of horror in like
Yeah,
a weird way.
Yeah,
Like it's not horror, but like
It's like Goosebumps.
It's horror for kids.
If you're 10, it is. You know.
Yeah, it's Goosebumps. Like
Yeah.
it's trying to be like that kind of.
Exactly. But it's funny as fuck too. I love Hocus Pocus. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
But
top two Halloween movies of all time are Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and Hocus Pocus. Let's just
Right,
lay
right,
that
right.
out right now.
I prefer that Casper movie to Hocus Pocus. If I'm gonna
Yeah?
go Kitty,
Casper's good.
the Casper.
What was that recent Casper?
That was like 20 years ago
Yeah,
now.
Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
Okay.
There is
Alright.
that was fun.
there was an animated one though. I think at some
I
point.
think Spielberg produced that Casper
Casper the
Yeah.
Friendly
thing. That was
Ghost.
his thing.
I don't know. I can't remember Casper's voice.
But what was cool is because there was a lot of cameos in it. You know,
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood has a cameo.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd has a Ghostbuster. It was fun.
Directed by Brad Silberling.
All right, he was
Written by
never seen or heard from again.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Hey, Bob, wake up.
Oh well.
Steven Spielberg was an executive producer.
Yeah, I figured he'd. That's why it looks good.
Yeah.
You can link that. You can sync that up.
You can take that up. Sure.
All right, enough of that. Because it was only marginally entertaining. All right, so thanks, Steph, for the email. She says, take care, fellas. And you know what? We will. We will take care.
You
We
too,
weren't
Steph.
gonna. We weren't gonna. But now we will. Okay, so Chad Rose is kind of slipping in here a little bit. I don't have anything in for him, but I could play. There you go.
Oh, blame Canada.
What was that?
Blame Canada from South Park.
The Robin Williams version.
I was gonna play this
They pretty much grow dumbass crazy here.
because it's from
Is
Preacher.
that Tulip?
It's Tulip from Preacher, and that's from. I think that also is from. No, I can't keep track now. That's Chad. I think did send that in. Chad or
Probably.
Wesley. They're the only guys we get that stuff from. But if you want to send stuff, send it to podcast at wickedtheory.com.
Hey
Just don't
guys,
send anything dangerous.
Yeah.
this is Chad MB.
Hey, smooth sounds of Canada. All right, so
That's great.
It was Wes's clip, by the way.
it was his clit. Yeah, I know. He put a bracket.
But
It was his click. Click.
by the way, I will say it's not
Yeah,
much, but I
yeah,
can
yeah.
mention because Chad's always on me for hating Canadians. If you listen to this week's DCTV report, which drops in just a few hours from now as we're recording this, if you're listening on the podcast feed, it's already there. There is a little bit of more of a hint in that episode as to why. There is a little bit more of a hint in that.
All right.
There's a little bit more of a hint in that episode
Another piece of the puzzle.
as to why I hate Canadians.
This week on the DCTV report, Ed reveals a little bit more nothing.
But I don't appreciate that, Ed.
Yeah, I thought you
You can suck a dick,
you can go fuck yourself.
and you're not going on what's
Is
the
it
word?
because they're keeping all the maple syrup, Ed?
I was like, is he listening?
Hey,
Hey, what?
Chad sent us an email and I plugged his show.
That's true.
So-
That's fair. Go check out What's Your Work, folks.
I don't care.
I still like you
You
guys.
can eat a cock.
Fair enough. All right. So
So Bill,
haven't heard anyone mention this in a while. what's in their comic book pick list or have read recently. Winter is coming soon. That's the second question. Okay, so let's stick with the comic thing.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm like 3 months behind, so I can't answer this question properly.
Well, I just read Punisher.
You don't have a pick list. You have my pick list.
Yeah, I pick from your pick list.
Fair enough. Your particular picks for my picks are
The Punisher from Garth Ennis. Thank
Sure.
you for putting that in my mini pile.
very well. You're welcome.
Curse words, Southern Bastards.
I knew that the Punisher had curse words in it. That's why I gave you that too.
Right,
Fair
sure.
enough.
What about you, Bill? What you got?
I got too much. I got too much.
Name two.
Well, to kind of try to pull something else out, like
Before you give fucking Ensign Palmer a heart attack with the time.
Paper Girls has been really good from Jump Street, which is about some girls who were like the local paper carriers in their neighborhood back in the 80s. And like kind of this crazy shit starts to happen, but it kind of turns into this like this time travel stuff they get kind of caught into.
It feels very Stranger Things, though.
It's very
Like,
Stranger Things.
yeah.
It's very Goonies. But it's just about like these 4 girls, so it's all that. It's Brian K. Vaughan is writing it, who wrote.
it Brian?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang. In the
Right, and the art is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's very simple, but it's
real
good.
Flat, like,
It's real flat. They're doing a very specific thing, but it works. It's cool. And I've been following it, and it is a thing where like now I feel like I need to go back and reread because it's like what is the timeline stuff going on here?
There's some weird, like really weird, unorthodox shit that happens early on in that book that you don't get an explanation for until much later on, and it kind of spoils the actual.
Me and Ed are leaving.
You're going to be the only one talking.
I know. I'm like what
Was
the-
it something I said?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry, I'm just standing up straight.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great book. I'm not really reading comics right now, so
Oh, here we go.
I can't recommend anything.
You know what? I'm going to step out for a minute.
Oh, Bill is bringing a stack
What
of
do you got,
comics
Pearl
now to the
Jam?
table.
Pearl Jam?
A realm. I said.
Yeah. So you know what? If people want to get a pen while they're listening, or want to kind of keep track, so
Paper Girls.
Paper Girls is really good. I've been reading Briggs Land too, which is from Brian Wood, and that's like a thing that's like coming to TV, I think, which is like a little bit like the show we were watching.
Outsiders, right?
Outsiders.
Yeah, I've read a little bit about
And
this.
it's actually staying really good. It feels like a good actual kind of fit for
The
Sons of
show's
Anarchy.
canceled, so.
Outsiders.
Yeah.
And maybe even this one too, because I haven't heard any
Well, I don't know
traction.
about that, but just the WGN show anyway.
Right. So this week I spent a lot of money on comics. So I'll just go. Savage Things is pretty good, and that's kind of like 2 serial killers, kind of CIA trained as kids, and it's all coming to the surface. These are some books I'm kind of looking forward to reading. I really can't review. See, I thought you were talking about this, Baby Teeth.
Oh, Baby Teeth.
So this is actually going to be interesting, where this girl ends up having a kid, but it's like a vampire baby, and she's like 16 and trying to like what the fuck, because the baby's got to have blood. So, but it's grounded. Kill or Be Killed is actually kind of good. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. This is
I read everything they write.
this is their only ongoing monthly that they've ever done together. Everything else has been trade paperbacks and short stories and more Hollywood crime noir type stuff.
Yeah, Fatale, the Fade Out.
Yeah, the Fade Out's their big one. Stuff that actually Jay would probably get a kick out of because it's a lot of pulp.
Yeah, I should start reading a little bit more.
Criminal, man. Just criminal stuff.
101 bullets, right? Or is it 100 bullets?
That's Brian Azzarello.
But that's a great recommendation. Like for actually, if like James was talking about trade paperback stuff in particular, because that's a
Yeah.
book series that came to an end, has a good end, has a good through line through the whole thing. I lost track of it and fell off, but people were still swearing by it till the very end. So Kill or Be Killed, this kid's got to like kill somebody like every like month or so, or he'll die. Like so he gets involved in some demon bullshit. So, but basically you're like, but that's like the smallest part of it. It's kind of wordy. It's a little long. I wonder how this would read in trade paperback though, because I feel like it gets a little repetitive.
Okay.
And sometimes in trade paperback, it feels like, oh, these are monthly issues collected together, because of the way that they're constantly like recapping you on stuff sometimes. Genius, remember this, Tom?
No, I never read that.
This is with the girl. She was like from the hood and shit in L.A., but she's like, CIA think tank level genius and shit.
Okay.
But she ends up using all that to like not go and be recruited from them,
Okay.
and just kind of starts like the resistance, like
Is that-
the people's resistance kind of thing.
Is that part of the Top Cow thing?
No. But
Is that
it is under that label, but it's not part of the Tithe and
Yeah.
Wait, is
the
that-
Matt Hawkins
'cause it
stuff.
sounded
Who
like
writes
that?
that?
Sounded like
is
that.
that Mark Bernardin?
Yeah,
Marky Mark.
Yeah,
I didn't realize this whole time.
yeah. He's talked about that from time to time.
Well,
Fucking
Mark. Getting a monthly.
The first series, like now she is working for them, but she's like
Yeah.
being forced to kind of.
Yeah, that was part of pilot season.
Okay.
And I think it came in second place in its year, and people were
I
pissed.
picked up a couple Marvel Legacy. I'm reading the Punisher regular thing, and I picked up the first 2 issues of The Realm, which I'm excited to kind of like check out. Because that's a thing where it's like, if you saw the trailer for Bright, where it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons today, like in the real world kind of a thing. It feels like that, The Realm. So there's that. There's,
So-
literally went through my stack for you,
There you go.
Cool.
basically.
couldn't
I
get
skipped
any-
over a couple of things because they were new books I hadn't read yet, really.
So
I don't wanna
shall
kinda-
we transition to the after show?
Is there any other emails?
Winter is coming soon. Chad wraps it up. Well, what's one thing you like about winter? Anybody?
It's only 3 months long.
It's cold.
It's not too hot.
Yeah,
That's a good thing about winter.
that's a good thing.
It's not Canada. Winter.
Sure. Oh, we really got 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
What?
We need to finish this.
So, Bill,
Yeah. Wrapping it up. All right, goodbye. We got to go. And
you're
on
fucking
Ed
running a
Royale.
little long.
Stick around for the after show. We got a mystery treat snack bit. Remember those, kids? We're doing it again.
Mystery Oreo.
Mystery Oreos.
Did you bring milk, too?
No.
You bring the leche?
No.
This time I remembered the leche. All right, fine.
Huh?
Fine. What?
We got bourbon.
Gravy?
That's wonderful.
Not quite what we were asking for, but.
All right, guys.
So,
Thanks for hanging out.
thanks for hanging out, sticking around if you're listening live for the after show. If you're not listening live, but you want to check out the after show, it's available at patreon.com. /Wicked Theory. $1 a month gets you all the after shows. $3 gets you the Patreon special episodes, exclusive, once a month. Where can we find everybody here if the people want to find us? On the Twitters? We're all on the Twitters. Jay, where are you on the Twitters?
Subblock 99, bitch.
Yeah, I believe that.
Jason Chickalese.
I am at Edward O'Hare.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
Uncle Jay at Jason Chickalese on the Twitters.
I am at Edward O'Hare TBD.
Oh, boy.
I am at Dom_Tory. Torre. 2 R's.
You done?
Yeah, no.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not Jay.
Okay. At Bob WTPC.
At Bob WTPC. And as always, you can. Oh, ouch. No, I don't know what that was. That was crispy. You can find the show at wickedtheory.com. You can find the show, actually, on all your favorite podcasting whoozy whatsits. Just take a search for us. Take a search for DCTV Report 2, why don't you? And while you're at it, you know, and then check out Gotham Lights. We love those guys. Mostly because they let us into their house, and we run ragged all over it,
Yep.
you know. All right, so with that, I think we're done skis. Bobby, sir.
Sons of bitches.
You always got to get one last jab in. Go, no, this is good, this is good. Okay.